Hello everyone, welcome back to Parallel Universe here on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. Today we have an incredible lineup of Source and Source adjacent games. If you're pretty familiar with them, we have Titanfall 2, we have Half-Life 2, we have Portal 2, and there's also Call of Duty 4, which technically counts if you've ever seen kind of a family tree, or I guess in the Source engine's case, a family tumbleweed of the Source engine. But yeah, I'm super excited to get into this, and before we get started, I just wanted to say that GDQ's next all-women and femme speedrunning event, Frost Fatales 2025, will be live from March 9th to the 16th. Both the people on submitted, I think, this game actually to it, so I'm super excited for the schedule to come out for that, but I would like both of y'all to take it away, because I'm super excited to watch this run.
So hello, I'm Riffy, and on commentary I've got Sapphire and Pink. Hello.
Hi, I'm Saf. I also run this game sometimes.
So today we're doing Titanfall 2 NCS, which is short for no cutscenes. It basically removes 24 minutes of the normal any percent route. That basically brings it down from like a 115 to like a 50 at a top level. I'm just gonna kind of get into it. We can talk while things are happening. Run will start in, hang on, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
So Titanfall 2, a Titanfall 2 runner's favorite thing to say during any marathon run has got to be that Titanfall 2 runs on a modified version of the Source engine. So Respawn Entertainment developed Titanfall 2 in a modified version of the Source engine, so we get all that beautiful like airstrafe tech that you get in like Source games like Half-Life 2 or Portal or whatnot, along with a very in-depth like movement and momentum system, including wall running, like sliding, kicks, all that jazz.
Yeah, it's like the bread and butter of any Source game. You'll see it right here, although I will do a wall strafe here. So, but you'll see it all over the place. We'll strafe a little bit there. Build up some speed. The goal here is to get enough speed to skip this first wall, which I kind of messed up a little bit. So I'll just wait for this dialogue here to get more.
Yeah, the first level of this game is just like literally just a training montage. You're in a simulation right now. Captain Lastimos is just training you how to be a pilot. You're just a rifleman in the militia right now. So right there, you saw Rippy kick off of the wall and gain some speed off of that. That's what we call a wall kick. It increases our speed based, like tick dependent. So the closer we get to as tick perfect as possible kicking off of the wall, we get more speed off of each wall kick. And that's how we're going to be building a lot of our momentum throughout this entire game. There's a lot of walls everywhere. It feels good to kick off of them. It feels good to wall ride off them. So Respawn made sure that there are lots of walls everywhere.
So yeah, we're heading into the Gauntlet, which is like a very competitive speed category, actually. But in here, you cannot die from damage, like weapons or anything. So we're free to like nade boost without any real consequences.
Yep. And since it's not like a speedrun to get the timer, like it's not a speedrun of the Gauntlet, it doesn't matter if we kill any of those enemies there. We just get to move on through it, not worry about them, and immediately hop into the next level, BT7274, using one of our immediate NCS quick saves.
Yes, that probably cuts out like, let's say like 7 minutes or something.
Yeah, because it cuts out the last like 2 minutes of Gauntlet and then the first 5 or so minutes of BT. It's just cutscenes of like, oh, we're landing on this planet, things are happening, people are dying, oh.
It's probably like one of the biggest skips of NCS, is that part right there. It's also worth to note that NCS, while like it says no cutscenes, there are a little bit of waiting times just because we don't want to skip, like, don't want to have saves for everything. And
yeah,
also,
I think the original goal was just like cutting out all of the major cutscenes where we're not really like, there isn't any time gain or loss, because the end goal is we want it to be a condensed version of the speedrun in a way that we are still playing a lot of the game.
Yeah, one thing that I really like about speedrun mods and like some of these categories, like modded categories that like cut out just like some of the non-gameplay, I really like how they're just pretty close to vanilla, because I think having like beautiful games like this game, like actually like played pretty much in its entirety minus just like the non-gameplay segments, is like great to me.
Yeah.
That's like a really good tool to practice for like full game runs. Like you could be spending like an hour and a half when you're first getting into runs. I just need to change the volume. Doing like a normal 80% run, or you can spend like an hour on NCS. So like for every 3 runs of NCS, you're basically like getting a free run out of your time.
Yeah, my favorite way to look at NCS is literally just, like you said, as a practice tool. It's just something to hone the craft of the game without having to, with saving like a little bit of time personally.
Yeah, I just needed those 3, because if you nade them, they instantly die, don't have to shoot them.
Yeah, so this first level, it's BT7274. Right now we're getting into a pretty gnarly like area of continuous momentum. It's called Ravine. So right now we're just trying to move our way over to it. It's a location with a lot of like walls to kick off of, right back and forth, parallel along each other. So that way we're just kicking off of each one, building as much momentum as we can to fly through the rest of the end level. 71, 80. Oh my god. Yeah, 80 is like top tier. Like 80 is end goal for ravines, because with that speed you're carrying it through ravines. You're not needing to stop as much. You're not. Oh my god, that was a crazy boop glitch. It just booped off a piece of geometry and flew up in the air.
Yeah, the geometry is kind of like the curse of BT, right?
Yeah.
Just random geo everywhere. You can just kind of get stuck on.
Yeah, my favorite joke has always been they handcrafted each rock on BT and then promptly forgot to put walls in other parts of the game.
This is the second battery, or in the game files, I think it's actually called the third battery. Basically, BT is about to get fully charged. We need to clear out some enemies first.
Yeah, we've just been moving through this level trying to get to the battery so we, like Rippy said, we could rejuvenate BT, going through the crash of the ship that brought us here. Just a very much an introductory level. You started the first half of this level without your jump kit. It's a pretty challenging level. It's genuinely, has a nice mix of a lot of things, so it's a very good first level because it gets you kind of warmed up.
Yeah,
I gotta
like
be
a lot
so
of
for real. The movement was so good. I like forgot this was a game with like combat.
You do not need to be good at shooters to be good at Titanfall. Let's just I need to put that out there. There's like very few sections that you really need like precise aim.
Movement game with shooter bits.
Yeah. And honestly,
I feel like that's quite common with source runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you could argue with Portal, there's like precise Portal shots, especially in Portal 2 with like pancake shots and stuff. But nah, with this game, you just need to clear out some enemies at some points, and you often have grenades to even do that, so you don't need to be too accurate. But yeah, this leads us into the Titan tutorial section. You could say this is a bit of a cutscene as well, but we don't want to have like multiple loads in the same level. So we're stuck with this one. And you kind of need to learn how to use BT at some point.
Yeah, how else are we going to try and move our way through the rest of this if we don't know how to use BT? This is one of the few RNG bits in this game. I feel like personally, I don't think there's a lot of RNG in this game, especially compared to some other speed games out there. But
yeah, I got unlucky.
Yeah, but the shots that come back off of that vortex shield, it's RNG whether they'll shoot at you and actually hit the shield. It's RNG whether the bullets will actually hit the enemies. So sometimes it can be a little frustrating, but also it's really just it's losing 2 or 3 seconds here or there.
Yeah, basically before the next wave spawns, you need to kill pretty much the majority of the previous one. So the goal is just to kill them as fast as you can to get to the next wave. We're looking here to manipulate the spawn of this Titan up there. We're gonna do a really cool strat, hopefully.
One of my favorite strat names in the game. No, you.
So basically, you pump that brute's shield full of bullets. They reflect the bullets to you. You've got your shield up, and you reflect the bullets back to the brute. And we call that no you.
Unova reverse card. You die. Easy peasy.
And that's BT.
Yeah. And next up, we got a real hot start of a level. It used to be way calmer, but now Blood and Rust is a very volatile starting level. You start, you immediately disembark out of BT and you start throwing grenades to get up to as much speed as possible. If we didn't do this, we'd have to be taking BT all the way down that path on the left, dodging Titans and whatnot, while also moving at a relatively slower pace because BT does not move that fast in the grand scheme of things. It's been a revolution in Titanfall 2 over the past little bit of finding bits where we can skip BT entirely and move through levels as a pilot in a more dangerous fashion. Like you can see there, we're taking damage there. If we were in BT, we wouldn't have been taking that damage. We're vulnerable to these tones here, but it's all in the name of getting up to that massive amount of speed. If we're going 70 kilometers per hour, we'd be going probably at like 40 or something with BT there, 40 or 50, I don't remember.
A little bit of a setup there for a nade boost. I didn't get the most speed that I wanted, but I still got a little bit.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over your audio cue.
Nah, please keep doing it. Like,
but yeah, this is like tight corridors, the level. We're moving around, we're inside of a facility right now. We're weaving, bobbing around corners using a technique called tap strafing, which was, I think it was originally found by the comp community, by Reginald's. So in this game, there's a mechanic called lurch. It is to make keyboard and mouse feel good to play and not like, oh, I'm pressing this key and it feels like I'm not going this direction while I'm in the air. So every time you jump, you have a half-second lurch period, which any input you make, WASD, can lurch you in a specific direction, left, right, forward, or back. So for tap strafes, we jump, tap W while strafing, and it lurches us in that direction, which lets us take tighter corners, lose some speed, and in the end game, keeping most of that momentum that we had throughout this, like that section. It's way better than stopping and turning.
yeah, because for strafing, you normally have to like take really wide, smooth lines, but tap strafing kind of allows us to choose between like the wide, smooth speed gain, or like take a more direct path for a little bit of speed loss.
Yeah. So this is one of the bigger sequence breaks in the game. If you didn't see this trick on when you played through the game on Master, I'm very sorry. You can actually skip this entire, like, what is it, like 3 or 5 minute long fight and just immediately jump to BT and skip through that whole section where you would just be stuck behind that sludge wall. So Rippy's doing an incredibly early disembark here using that pilot speed that I mentioned earlier because BT would be moving incredibly slow through here and just getting to the cane fight as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I missed the first kick, so it probably breaks even, but it's all good. I gotta show it off.
So because of that strat Rippy did at the very beginning of the level, we call it Disembark. We skipped a Titan loadout. In the campaign of this, there's different Titan loadouts you can use. Each of them are correlated to a multiplayer class, so we would have picked up Tone there if we had gone through with BT. But since we didn't, we have to do this fight as an Expedition Titan, which has like the machine gun, it has the Vortex Shield. Overall, the fight is slower as Expedition, but the time gain we make off of Disembark makes it break even or be faster in the end.
Yeah, I think it's about 7 seconds slower this fight if you have turn versus, or if you have Expedition instead of turn.
Yeah, and Kane can be really mean when you're playing with Expedition. He will dodge around corners, off to Brazil, as people say. But that was a pretty solid Kane fight. And as soon as we grab that helmet, loading straight into the next level, skipping, what, like just under a minute of cutscenes, I think?
Yeah. I think it's like 58 seconds.
Yeah.
And again,
so this is,
BT is slow, so we go on pilot movement.
BT is slow, we throw grenades and go faster. So this is also an especially dangerous level as a pilot because there's a large Titan fight about right before we're supposed to get to the end level trigger of this game. And so in order to bypass that, we're moving in a very specific way through here. We're getting to a section with a wall right here. And we're going to use the momentum of the wall to clip out of bounds. and just be like, no thanks, I'm good. And so this is all a setup in order to get past that 3 Titan fight that would be impossible to do as a pilot. So we need a lot of speed here, and we're gonna jump on specific rocks over here to make it right under the door. So if you go a little too far away from the door there, you'll actually fall into a bottomless pit or it has a bottom, but you're just kind of trapped in there. You can't wall ride on anything, you can't get out, and because we made it through all of that, we get to go down to a death warp down at the very bottom there and just spawn back up top. That was a really clean up this one. Nice job, Rippy.
Thank you. It's probably gonna be a 150, so it's really, really nice. It's decent enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of love in chat for just like nailing a lot of these tricks.
Yeah, because these are a lot of these are incredibly difficult, by the way. Rippy's making it look incredibly easy, but as someone who has played the game myself, incredibly hard.
Yeah, like I'm watching this and I want to boot up Titanfall myself and like play it, but I also know that I can't survive without like scroll jump. So
they get you. The Titanfall brainworms get you.
It is a really
Titanfall brainworms
game.
terrify me.
So that all looked really, really cool, right? Unfortunately, this is the token auto-scroller level of Titanfall 2, in which nothing we do in this first part matters at all. We're all set on a cycle of the platforms right now. The platform is going to get to the final area where we need to be at a certain time, and we cannot bypass that at all currently. There are strats in the works to try and do an out of bounds through this area, but the current tech that you need to try and perform to get through some of this is horrifying and should not exist.
Yeah, it's so bad. I learned the out of bounds route just for like fun, and there is a part that I've spent so much time on and I cannot nail at all. I've never hit it once. Is that hard? Yeah.
And then another trick that we learned recently is coming up. It does shave off a fair bit of time off of the end of this level, which any time that you can shave off of an auto-scroller is good time. But unfortunately, we still have to be waiting for the platform here on this final area. And so we just kind of fight all these guys, make it easier for us so that way we don't die. Because if we die, we go back a very far ways. Are you gonna do red versus blue?
I'll try. Although, like, normally when you have fun in this level, Railgun does not go well.
But yeah, it's just a fun little strat that Titanfall 2 runners use to pass the time here. We're just waiting for a platform, so we kill all of the enemies except for those 2 specters. There are 2 specters on this platform, and we hack one of them with our USB-C knife and make them fight each other for our entertainment.
Yeah, I don't know where the second one went, but...
Let's go red.
Oh, there
red.
it is.
Okay.
So we got blue here and red over there.
I'm a blue lever. I feel like there's a better way to say that. Never mind.
Blue is not locked onto red at all.
I'm a hardcore red believer. If you're in the blue camp, you can call yourself a blueser if you'd like.
No, I'm team red now. No, I'd never be a blueser.
Oh, the e-smoke.
But red dodges it. Okay, he's getting
Type
getting
1 in chat
around.
if you're team red. Type 2 in chat if you're team
I'm
blue.
gonna have to go on the platform
Red's running
soon.
away again. Oh my god.
We
This
might not
fight
reach
is
the conclusion. I'm sorry.
boring. The perfect fight is when you can hack them and they're right next to each other, because then usually one of them will just punch and insta-kill the other. Very short, very funny.
Hang on, is blue... Oh no, there's still an e-smoke. We leave and it's a tie? Yeah, I'm gonna call it a tie.
I think because of how... Yeah, we'll call it a tie. Yeah.
Everyone gets a participation award. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, this is a strat that's like 10-second time save, 2-minute time loss if I miss it. Because of that, I'm gonna use saves. You're not normally allowed to use saves in a speedrun, but it's a cool strat if I do nail it.
Yeah, it's called
try it.
Railgun. Okay. Oh, shoo. All right, this is the second hardest part of it. Getting up to the top here. Yeah, you have to wall run your way around this hole outside. It's very scary. Oh my god, Rippy, that was... You freaking nailed that.
I am happy I got that first try, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that is an intensely difficult strat. You have to... So, in this game, platforms have velocity, and when you jump on those platforms, they give you velocity in kind. So, using that platform velocity as that platform was shooting down the hallway at like 200 something kilometers per hour, we can jump off of that, keep the 200 kilometers in velocity there, and use it to leverage it around that corner and keep all that speed so we can make it to the trigger for this dome fight before the platform would even arrive. Oh, there's not a wall there, by the way. That's what I was referencing earlier when I said they handcrafted every bit of Geo and BT and then they left walls out of the game. So this is, I think this was discovered after a GDQ X run by Brian Otto way back when. I think it was like 2018, I want to say. I'm not sure on the
I think
dates.
it's 2018, yeah. I'm a real Brian Otto fan.
But I think they originally had skipped this dome fight in a different way. There was a much easier way where you can just kind of walk out of the dome. We make our way right over here so that way whenever we transport to the different dome, there's a second dome. We fall directly on the end level trigger for this game, skipping another massive fight. Like, I think this one and like Sludge Skip are two of the bigger sequence breaks in the game.
Yeah, and they're both like relatively simple to pull off as well, which is really cool. Oh, mantled that.
Oh. This is also geometry the level.
Yeah.
The rocks here are brutal. Moving our way on to, this is called cylinder skip. We use the platform velocity from the cylinder, kind of jump around and make our way up to this area of the caverns without having to go around, wait for the cylinder to actually spin around, eject all the things inside of it. It's so much faster this way. And then we just kind of kick off this wall to build up that speed that we want to cross this cavern without waiting for anything. Oh, oopsie.
I kind of like got a bad slide there. That's okay.
It's okay, it's fine. So you might have noticed throughout this that Rippy is crouching as they're kicking off of the walls. That was a recent movement revolution that happened, in like 2020, I guess recent is a little old, but like it was 2022, 2021 or something?
Yeah.
Where we learned if you crouch the moment you kick off of a wall, you gain more speed off of it and come off it at a different angle. There is a in-depth video about crouch kicks that does it way more justice than I would ever do. That's on Sweek's channel on YouTube. That he does like Titanfall 2 breakdowns and stuff. It's very, very informative. But it was a whole thing where it was your keyboard dependent or your frame rate dependent, or all of these things that made it so much more different for everyone who was performing the tricks. And so you see in the bottom corner there on the left, you'll see a CKF that stands for Crouch Kick Fix, which fixed the crouch kicks for everyone.
Oh yeah, cool little skip here. By using an E-smoke against the wall, BT will back up against it. Clipping kind of through this door, which allows us to just skip the ash fight.
Yep. The only game boss who gets to live in this game.
You even kill an extra boss in like the normal 80% route.
Exactly.
But Ash lives.
Ash lives in this one. In our timeline, Ash lives.
I have a quick question, actually.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this game that like looks really easy that's actually really difficult? Because I'm aware that a lot of the stuff that looks difficult in this game is pretty difficult, but is there anything that's like kind of reverse?
I think the main thing that jumps out to me that looked really easy when I was running was probably Snuggle Slide. It's a trick coming up in the next level. It looks fairly easy to try to perform, but there's a lot of different nuances to the way you position yourself and the way you jump and the way you interact with a button that puts it all into motion that I think makes it incredibly difficult.
That's pretty interesting. I'll look out for that.
I'm trying to think. It's so hard to like think of one off the top of my head.
I know, I'm like running through all my years of Titanfall 2 knowledge, just running through my mind palace.
I feel like Super Fastball is actually like a one that looks hard, but it's actually like quite simple, like the basic version.
Yeah.
Which is a beacon-free strategy.
Fluffy makes a good point in the chat. I think Kill Room Skip is also one of those deceptively hard ones.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of finagling and figuring out to actually find that speed that you need in Beacon 2.
I spent so long learning Kill Room Skip back when I first started to run any percent. Well, even before there, because I started with Pilot Shelton.
Yeah, it took me a good long while.
I spent like, I think it was 2 4-hour streams, and by the end of that second 4-hour stream, I finally started to get it. Yeah, we're just waiting. This is kind of a wait section. Little lore drop.
Yeah, Effect and Cause 1 is cutscene, little bit of fun, cutscene, little bit of fun.
The fun at the end is diminished now because FTL has been routed out.
What? No, that makes me so sad. I have not been paying attention then.
It's like a relatively newer thing. You just get a bit of pre-speed in the previous room, and you can save like, yeah, like it's about the same time as FTL, but it's way more consistent.
Dang. Okay. I'm gonna still do FTL because I think it looks cooler, and speedrunning is vibes based.
I love vibes-based speedrunning.
I will do the newer one just because like it's been. I haven't done FTL at all in a while. I could still probably do it, but I always had that randomness of whether or not I'd hit it.
And then you can see there at the bottom, we just clicked a dialogue option. Throughout the level, throughout the run, there are different dialogues that we can we can click, we can talk to BT. There are some that are faster. There are some that you just kind of skip and gloss over. And then there is one specific portion there at the very end of the run where it is faster to choose both dialogue options. And that was a silly little thing. You saw Rippy jump up there in that room. So the Effect and Cause level map are 2 maps stacked on top of each other. The shiny past and then the decrepit future, which is actually the present and not the future, but ignore me. But anyways, since they're stacked on top of each other, whenever you swap time, you can actually, it just phases you up and down a certain amount. And so in specific parts, like if you punch that stalker there, you can just get warped up.
Yeah, this is normally the classic favorite level of the game. Get access to the coolest mechanic of like many games, the ability to swap between timelines. Yeah, it was definitely my favorite when I first played the game.
Yeah, people always say like, this is the one you tell your friends about. This is the one that you're like, that's the time travel level. And one of my favorite things about Titanfall 2's level design is it doesn't like stick around for longer than it should. You get the time travel mechanics for 2 levels. One of them is 3 minutes long, the other is a minute long, and then you're done with it. And they do a really good job of separating each of the levels to have their own niche, have their own mechanic, have their own fun, you know?
Yeah, and like the first level, obviously, you saw the time, like the mechanic in action, but you couldn't control it. Classic game design where you build upon, you show it first, and then you allow the player to use it. Good game design.
Yeah, this is also, it's a painful level to run because there's so much fun movement throughout this level, and then it's broken up with just long dialogue scenes with Anderson. Like we just had a long dialogue scene. Now we're back to another one.
Yeah, at least we don't have to wait on the third one.
That's true. And you can see that on there, like I mentioned earlier, because the planes are stacked on top of each other, you can actually see Anderson's name tag all the way down there.
I'm just lining up for a pre-speed lineup.
Yeah, and I was trying to be quiet there because Rippy was just listening for a dialogue cue.
Yeah.
There's a cue in Anderson's dialogue where you know when you can throw the grenade, when you start shooting, and it makes the lineup a whole lot easier. And we're making our way into Hell Room, named so because look at it, it's all orange and burny and horrible.
Had pretty bad speed coming in, but it kind of built it back up a little.
Yeah. There's a pretty high octane strat over there where you can pull a nade right as you start and you just skip that zip line entirely. This is Snuggle Slide.
Ooh, missed it, so reload a checkpoint. It is more optimal to reload a checkpoint here.
Yep.
This strat does save a fair bit of time.
Yeah. See, it just pushes you up to 150 and then you just keep that speed all the way down the hallway. It looks really simple, but it's all about like lining up where you're running onto it, when you actually get on the platform, when you jump off of it. Basically how it works is platforms in Titanfall 2 give you negative velocity whenever you land on them, so as to make it seem you just landed on the platform and now you are moving with it. And we leverage that into launching all of our speed going the complete opposite way by jumping off of it. This is my favorite level in the whole game. This is my 1 minute long baby.
This is the level that if there was like an ever tournament match, I'd take it to. Like this is the kind of level that anything can go wrong, the pressure's high, only a minute.
Yeah,
like
this is literally 1 minute of high octane gameplay. So right here is a fan boost. We're using it to leverage keeping all of that speed going around that corner and dodging those Titans there. And it's just a very silly, fast boost, and I love it.
BT?
This is the level I've put probably the most time into. Are you going for ship skip?
Probably won't. I failed it recently and my confidence in it is kind of shattered.
Makes me so sad. So there's a skip there where if you hop off of the zipline early, you can wall kick off of the geometry under the ship there, and it saves about 2 seconds. And if you fail it, you lose about 10 or 15.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, you hit it, and you fail it, and it's like...
it's like, I'm never going to be able to hit this again.
Yeah. And you're weighing up like the pros and the cons in your head. It's like 2 seconds versus like 10, 15 more.
Yeah.
And then you might be...
that's like the perfect interpretation of like vibes-based speedrunning. Because I think if I was in that situation, I would just reset.
Like,
yeah.
I do railgun, which is like arguably even worse, but I don't know.
But yeah. I hope you liked Effect and Cause because it's over now and we're on to the Beacon, the next chapter of Titanfall 2. So we skip BT. He's just going to walk down that hill there. We don't really need him right now.
It's also like the one place where you actually need pretty decent aim.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any others and I think this might just be it.
Just killing those robots on the wall there is like a trigger later on in the game, on this level. By finishing it early, basically we get to skip straight away. Because we can't get into BT until he gets down here anyway. So we might as well be doing something.
Yeah, and since we killed all those stalkers early, it's just gonna start skipping dialogues over on top of each other. So you can hear like BT was talking there and then Captain Cole started talking. They're just gonna start layering their dialogue over each other. And then once that door opens, we're scot-free. We can get on to the next level.
You click BT out, so he instantly teleports when the trigger is needed, and bam, yeah.
Boom, now we're into the level that has held a lot of competition recently. Two of the top runners of the game, Clipboard and Bladen, have been battling to reach a sub 130 on this level, which is wild because when I started running, I think the record was at like 145 or something, 150.
So upcoming is the kill room skip that we'll talk about earlier.
The fated kill room skip.
No, missed that one. Basically, I'm looking for like a good crouch kick off of this wall. Oh, this should work. I'll take it safe
that's
though.
It. Yeah, so we go over to that area right before we did that death warp to hit a trigger that we needed to progress the level, and then we death warp back to that area, crouch kick off of that wall, and just make it across to the other side where we need to be, with skipping a pretty long fight in the kill room, which is what it's called. Goodbye, Marvin.
I don't need to save the Marvin. You can go fast.
And so yeah, the whole point of this level, we were just getting down into the beacon in order to grab that arc tool. That was a beautiful god mantle.
Thank you.
So we have the arc tool, and now we're just heading back to our group up top. Yeah, this is like the high octane level. There's the 3 pilots challenge levels, which I feel like give a really good balance of a lot of the major movement aspects of the game, and that was Blood and Rust, which we saw at the beginning, Effect and Cause 2, and then this level Beacon 2. Oh my god. 86 through there is beautiful. That's a strat there called Fizzy Fans. So we leave the first fan on to push us the other way and sandwich that momentum on through a wall kick off of the second fan, and it lets us keep it all the way through the rest of that hallway and up those stairs. And then this is Super Fastball Deluxe, I should say. It's a take on the original Super Fastball route in which we grab the gravity stars.
Kind of messed up my speed a little bit, so I'm gonna have to bail and do a backup route.
It's okay.
Ideally, I'd go to the left there.
That was a beautiful backup. Yeah, there is a strat called Hyper Fastball in which we go around the left side of this building and skip having to go around this whole way, and it lets us keep some speed and momentum and go on to that beacon over there early. Oh my god. So the best part about grav stars and why we use them so much throughout this level is the explosion from a grav star cannot kill you. If you have no damage on you, if you're at full health, on easy, it will not kill you. So you can get as close to as possible to them, and they'll give you a pretty large boost.
Kind of looking for a little bit more speed here. The strat, we'll see.
Oh my god.
Oh, I don't know about this. Maybe, we'll see.
Maybe. Oh.
Let's go. Come on.
Okay. So using that platform velocity off of moving that platform that we shot up, it launches us through the air, and we preserve that velocity through our double jump. As long as we do not touch the ground, we preserve that velocity. So we skip that whole section there that we jumped over, that whole crane section, in order to skip a trigger that starts an auto-scroller fight over where BT currently is. So that way it turns off the auto-scroller timer, and we can kill all of these guys normally, and it saves some time if you do it fast. It's called Tesco Meal Deal, because you go into Tesco and you get your meal deal, and then you leave, and then you have to do that 180 with the grav star boost that Rippy did because you forgot your drink. I think was the naming convention.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing that hitting the triggers in reverse order completely like nullifies the 55-second fight timer.
Yeah, it makes it a lot faster, but it's very difficult to pull off because you need that speed off of that boost in order to actually make it over here. Oh.
Kind of messed up the bump launch there, but that's okay.
Yeah, the goal here is to make it to the top before BT finishes his dialogue and the beacon actually lowers, because once the beacon lowers, that's when we start losing time. As we
Lucky in
can't
chat
interact
says
with
the
it.
name came from Next Racer.
Yes,
Yeah.
it did come from Next Racer.
This suddenly makes way more sense than it did like
Our
5 minutes ago.
resident British.
Yeah.
And then the best part, the thumbs up from BT.
Thumbs up. This is also a silly little piece of trivia, but I love that they made an animation for Cooper dropping every gun in this level and recatching it there at whenever we dropped.
360 for the swag.
Swag.
That
this is-
swag is immeasurable.
This fight's all about like manipulating spawn points. We're looking in like very particular places for the next wave to spawn where we want them. Ronin is a good loadout at the start of this. Got some very fast killing tools.
Yeah, that sword is a mainstay of the run. It kills all Reapers in 3 hits, and it moves pretty fast. I think it moves a little bit faster than your normal melee. But
We
also,
wanna
I
manip
might be
these
just talking out of my
Titans.
butt.
So that they both run into me here. I kind of messed up a little bit. I went a little early. Ideally, that brute runs into me and gets hit by the flame traps, which we duplicated for Lich as well.
Yeah, you saw Rippy look up there with that flame shield. When doing that, it dupes the amount of damage that the gas traps will do, makes them proc multiple times, and kills Titans pretty quickly.
It's like one of the fastest ways of killing any Titan if you can get close enough to them.
Exactly. So this is just a third boss of the run, Richter. We just kind of walk up to him and sword him down, and then he blows up. And
I
that's
get to do
Richter.
ammo clip because it's NCS, but
Ah, devastating. Yeah, in full game here, if you hover with Brute and disembark up top, you can actually get out of BT, and it will push you back outside where BT is stuck inside, and it lets you just move around for the last half of the level and saves about 3 seconds or so, I think.
yeah.
So this is a newer strategy as well. We are getting core early here. We utilize those guns up top to hit BT and gather all the core that we need in order to perform the encore trick, which lets us pull out the brute core, which is hover core, lets us shoot all these missiles here while still maintaining our scorch abilities, so the gas traps, the flame wall, the flame shield.
I need a battery. There we go.
Oh my god, that was so scary.
We're on the second wave, so I think it's 3 more Titans, and then we can go mode.
Yeah.
Don't aggro.
Coma
Damn it.
Light?
So basically, this is the escort mission as well. We need Sarah to basically get through this door. But if she aggroes on some of these Titans, she'll spend way longer getting here. Can be a bit of a shame.
Yeah. Like she very much thinks she's leading the charge, but she very much is not. Yeah, and since we still have the salvo core that we're using here, we can just kill this scorch way faster than we used to be able to. We used to have to use multiple sword cores throughout this entire area. And now we can just very quickly take out all of the enemies that we need to, especially all those grunts that Sarah loves to get caught up on. And we move over here around the right to skip a trigger, which lets, I think, 2 more Titans drop. So we skip that fight completely. It makes it a lot more consistent because Sarah doesn't have to worry about
Like a barrel.
aggroing on any of those guys. Sarah's
into
here,
BT.
BT's here.
Ideally, like you get far enough with BT that he continues to run all the way. But because I kind of lost my momentum there, BT would probably end up walking. So it's fastest to get into BT in that sort of circumstance.
Yeah, and then that was the whole goal of that entire giant, massive fight there, was just to get Sarah to this elevator. And Rippy was using core there in order to be hovering, so that way we could gather the moon boots that we got at the beginning of Beacon 3. We skipped the section at the start of Beacon 3 through an NCS cutscene that we actually got moon boots in. It is I think a 25% reduction in gravity if you hover and are able to stick yourself in a way where you can disembark from the Titan while you're hovering. With that, we're performing Lone Wolf. We are just using all of this momentum, any momentum we can build up here to soar past all of these Titans while BT and Sarah are still hanging out over by the elevator.
This is a super risky strat, but like any Titan can decide it's having a bad day and just shoot you from who knows where.
Yeah, most of these Titans will take out you as the player in one shot. And so anytime they aggro on you, it's incredibly scary because you could die instantly. And that was it's not over yet because there's still Titans, but that was a very, very solid Lone Wolf. I didn't want to say anything until right at the end because I have a habit of commentary cursing people.
Yeah, it was just at the very end, I hit that wrecked ship. That was the only bad part, really.
Yeah.
Commentary cursing is my worst fear, so I totally get it.
Honestly, could someone please curse this run? Because I am on PV pace, but I can't submit this.
No on screen. No on screen.
This run is going really well. Type 1 and Chat of the Trust is going really well.
Probably just curse the here, so we're fine. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. All right. So that right there was Barker's skip. We use a nade boost to jump over from Barker's ship onto the 6-4, which is the ship we needed to get on in order to finally get to the Draconis, I think is what it's called. So normally there we would have to be waiting. We would get into BT's hand and he would throw us over to the other ship. But because we skip all of that with that nade boost, BT's just kind of hanging out. And unfortunately, he still has that collision on his hand for the throw trigger, which will come up here a little bit later. So this whole section, we're just moving through. The game wants you to clear all 3 of these gun batteries here that are attacking the militia ship over there. But in reality, oh my god.
That name must have
I was just about to say, yeah, everyone's typing 1 in chat right now. They're loving this run. If you're typing 1 in chat, just be aware that you can sub with a tier 1, 2, or 3 sub. Use a prime sub, even give some subs if you feel up to it, because all revenue generated here on twitch.tv/GDQ goes to helping support Hotfix, because we do almost daily content here, and it's pretty good if I do say so myself.
I am in agreement. So the goal of that nade there was to kill the people on that ship. I think they're...
Oh, I got the funny bug thing, I think.
Oh?
No.
What is happening?
Yeah, this happens sometimes.
That's stupid. I've never seen that.
We'll load it again. Oh, my checkpoint might actually be in a really bad position. There's a timer we can wait out. Or we can kill these 2.
Rippy.
There we go.
Oh my god. I was like, please don't die again.
I said I wanted the run to be cursed, so we're good. I'm no worries about PV anymore.
Oh my god. So the arc is a notably broken level.
In most runs, what I did there would be perfectly enough to clear the gun there. But you sometimes get unlucky in the rest. There's some stragglers, or sometimes the level just doesn't progress.
Yeah, we can just jump off of Sarah's ship there, immediately get into this fight area. The 6-4 are coming behind us, but notable thing about most speed games, I think, is that your AI teammates are often very slow, and that it holds true in this level as well. So we're moving through and killing specific portions of the enemies here that the 6-4 will not kill or will take forever to kill. And in doing that, they will clear out the rest of them fairly quickly and make their way on up without having to worry about fighting through all of these guys right here.
Who is that? There's a guy over there.
Oh my. Case in point. Case in point.
Bear just walked past it.
elite of the elite, right? By the way, pilots are top of the line soldiers. These guys are some of the best of the best. I don't know if you guys could tell that from how they were performing there.
Yeah, normally you want to try and get a couple of more 5-stars off the ground. I got unlucky and only got like 1. Ideally you get 4. If I had more 5-stars, I'd be able to like camp their spawns and kill them instantly. And that would give me more time to actually spend on clearing them up myself.
Great part about the 6-4 though is that they killed all of the enemies on the bridge here, so you don't have to worry about killing any of those guys. And now we get to ship steer, which in recent memory hasn't been too awful. We've found a strategy where if you wait 1 second, you have to worry less about crashes or coming in contact with the fall timer, because this level is the only level in the game with a fall timer. If you're falling for too long, it kills you because it thinks that you've fallen off of the ship or you're somewhere you shouldn't be. And sometimes it just happens, especially when you're steering the ship and you're steering it down.
Yeah, there'll be like months where you probably don't get full timed or you don't die there, and then there'll be a day where you just get like 3 in a row.
Back again, you know. So we hung back there behind all of our 6-4 teammates because, like I mentioned earlier, BT still had the trigger on his hand for the Barker throw. And if we hit that, it would crash the game to menu and lose us some time, and we have to do the whole ship steer over again. So this is a strategy called, this is Snake Splitter, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So we're zerging down Viper here because the end goal is we want to have killed Viper here. And if we kill Viper incredibly fast, we have some time to clear up the Scorches over there who are easier to kill because Viper likes to fly around, he likes to throw tether traps and whatnot. And performing this fight too fast, which we've learned, does something really funny with this level. So it shifts the. I don't know the exact specifics of it, but I know it.
The game expects you to still still be in the fight at this point, and like the level's like a big skybox moving with you. So basically, you complete the fight, and the game you're too early, so you're outside the skybox. What you see here is like, because we're outside the skybox, we've got this like this no draw background happening.
And since we're in this section, we need to clip back inbounds whenever the ship moves us like that. Oh.
Oh, I got it at the end. Let's go.
Oh my god. So we mantle back inbounds, which clips us back in. If you don't clip back inbounds there, the wall just kind of pushes you into a death plane until you die.
Yeah. And just like that, we're on to the final level.
Yeah, it skips about, what, like 2 minutes of cutscenes there at the end?
Yeah, and 3 minutes pretty much here. Like 2 minutes 30 at the start of this level.
Yeah. Basically, you're just missing out on lore. BT got shot. I know,
BT
spoilers or whatever.
Maybe dead.
No. He's right here. This is the Seer Kit. He's fine. He's alive.
Yeah, nothing's ever been bad in Titanfall 2, I think.
Nothing bad has ever happened to these guys. Ignore all of the fire
like
and the
behind.
dead pet.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I just want to mention that GDQ's very own Brian Otto in Twitch chat hit me with a Jor mother, so I'm feeling pretty bad.
Oh my. Mods, get this guy.
That's what I'm saying.
So you do have to be a little careful in this intro section because if you die at any point in that beginning part, you'll get sent back to a checkpoint in which you do not have your jump kit and you cannot complete this level. It is a soft lock. But luckily we made our way past it. We're just moving our way on through these hallways here. Getting up to, like, that is one of my favorite things about the crouch kick revolution that happened, is just how much speed we've been able to get up to now. Like, hitting 70 in there in the past would have been near impossible, and now it's easy and instant.
But this is like an ethical dilemma. If you like have your brain, but your body's different, is it still you?
Yeah, the BT of Theseus, I think they call it. Yeah, so this Titan right here, it was in a portion we skipped in the Gauntlet, a cutscene portion. It's just a Titan, but we put BT's data core in it, so now it's BT. We're gonna perform a little trick here called Snuggle Core. So we're gonna use the Legion shot here in order
None were
to...
lining up.
Yeah, the goal there is to get 80% core off of letting all these Titans line up. But unfortunately, they didn't line up. We don't get that core. But we have it now. Oh! It's a little scary because these Titans love to trap you, and that Reaper there can be deceptively difficult to...
My animation's also really bugged. Like, I'm not getting the dash animation. Like, the sword isn't moving.
This is a normal and definitely not broken game, guys. I promise.
The door does not have collision. The top of it.
Yeah. The goal there is, like, the developer's goal was there's a Titan fight there. Once you kill those Titans, you get to make your way through. We can just jump over the top and skip it. And yeah, now we're just moving our way on to the final boss fight of the run. This is the Sloan fight coming up. It's a 3-phase fight, so there's 3 phases of, or I guess 4 phases. There's 3 phases of Sloan. There's 1 Titan phase, and then there's 1 Reaper phase. So when I said 4, I lied to you. It was actually 5. The goal is to get, I believe it's Sloan phase 2, 3, and then the Reaper phase all fast enough so we can skip the Arc Injector loading animation here, which doesn't actually matter because no cutscene skips it.
I was not meant to pull it.
Oh?
Press the wrong button, that's okay.
It's okay, it's okay. It's fine, it's... Oh?
I'm on Scorch! I'm just gonna load a checkpoint.
That's... oh, that's brutal.
This is peak vibe space speedrunning, I think.
It's alright. If this was any percent, it'd be a lot worse, but NCS skips the cutscene that you need to be fast for.
So we do another flame dupe there to just kill those Titans really quick as they're actually, like, loading up. This is Sloan phase 2. We trap her in the corner here and just zerg her down, damage her.
You look here to manipulate the spawn again. And coring there is really good because she'll stay still. Spam a little bit of E.
Still would have gotten pre-charge, but... yeah, and we just skipped that last cutscene there. We're landed, and now there's like 30 seconds left of the run.
Hopefully less if I nail this.
That's true. Less than 30 seconds. Okay, looks
So it's
good.
time for the run to end, right?
It's very soon, yeah. Like probably like 5 seconds.
Just a little bit of
time.
hypers escape. Let's go. Let's
GG's.
go. GG's.
I'm counting that as like a emotional, spiritual PB, just so you're aware.
It was only a minute above, and I lost more than that an hour, so
Yeah, it was a vibes PB.
it was good.
Honestly, a vibes world record. I'll say it.
Thank you. Honestly, that means more than world record. Like anyone can get world record, but can you get the vibes?
That's honestly, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an incredible run. Absolutely, like, plug where people can find you, plug stuff about this community, all that stuff.
So yeah, I'm Rippy Pie, PI. Titanfall 2, like speedrun community, actually like amazing. Good resources out there. Community is like super inviting, and you have any problems, always willing to help out. I started like running any percent like just over a year ago, and like it's been a really good time, and I super appreciate everyone out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Asaf,
I'm a
you wanna
relative.
plug?
I'm a relative boomer in the community. I've been around for like 4 years now, but the community's great. They're all so kind. There's a reason I stick around. We run yearly tournaments. There's a tournament upcoming in March. Just an IL tournament, very entry level, very nice. There's a lot of like I said, there's a lot of really cool people. Like there's Bri, there's Viz, there's Zweek, there's Nex, there's Lord Fluffy, there's Smitty. There's just so many intensely wonderful people in that community who I love
Shout
to
out
get to
to
call
Lord
my
Fluffy,
friends.
who did the FF run before.
It's true. Did the
Yeah,
Final
shout outs.
Fantasy run. You can find me on Twitch and Blue Sky at Sapphire and Pink. I don't stream all that much, but who knows? Titanfall 2 is a way of getting back to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Go follow both of them Twitch chat. I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at you, making eye contact. Follow both of them. That was incredible. Buy and learn Titanfall 2. This game is awesome. I'm gonna plug the community myself because I literally know so many people, and I've never had a bad interaction with anyone in the community. It's like actually like wonderful. Please learn the game. I don't even run it. Like learn it.
The game goes on sale for a couple of bucks, like a couple of dollars, like every like sale almost. Like
Yeah, and the
Steam
winter sale's
winter
coming
sale.
up, so wishlist it.
yeah, it's a super cheap game. It's like really easy to get into. There's like really friendly beginner strats, and you can like build upon that. Yeah, big recommend.
Yeah, you'd recommend. But we'll be back in just a few minutes after this quick wellness break. And before we go on that break, I just want to say, if you missed any part of this run or the show before us, you can go to youtube.com/gamesonquick and check out all the VODs there. But like I said, we're going to be taking a quick few minute break. So get up, stretch, get some water, get a snack. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Parallel Universe here on GDQ Hotfix, where we love showing off all sorts and types of community-created content. Just want to shout out before we get started that GDQ 2025 will be live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania from January 5th to the 12th. So you can go to gamesonquick.com to check the schedule for that. And if you go to youtube.com/gamesonquick, you can see our next runner was actually playing this game, but relatively more normal for the last GDQ, so you can check the VODs out there. But would you like to introduce yourself, Church?
Hello, I am Dirch, forever Dirch for long. Cutsceneless fun percent has to be one of my favorite categories I've ever ran. It is essentially the same category as the most popular main category, 80% no void clip, except the fun percent rule set is in place. So all of the tricks used have to be like more fun and not so unfun tricks. So prop clipping and such is disallowed. And we're running on the Cutsceneless V2.3 map pack that replaces a lot of the maps with identical maps that have most of the cutscenes taken out of the game so that it's full throttle almost the entire time. We'll be running on the new engine build of the game, which is the orange box build of Half-Life 2, where Valve tried to patch out bunny hopping, old engine style bunny hopping by adding a speed cap. I'm going to go over the movement real quick because I'm not going to have time to explain it. Where essentially we're tricking the game into accelerating us instead of decelerating us with every hop that we do with scroll wheel. Or we just face backwards and the acceleration turns to deceleration. It's kind of relative to the camera. Without further ado, I'm just going to load a save that's straight into the game just before I take control in the spirit of Cutsceneless. And I will count us down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go.
Look.
Right off the bat, I'm doing a trick called train clip where I slave load a few times at a very specific time to delay the train car I'm in so I can get pushed out by the train car behind me. And you may notice I am among a flock of ghosts right now. I am currently running on Ghosting Mod, which is a speedrun mod originally developed by Goknak, but also been recently, somewhat recently updated to fix the actual ghost mechanic where you race against time trial style ghosts. And I have 24 of them running right now. On the left side of the screen here, it shows a HUD where it shows how far away each one is, where their direction is from me, and which map they would be in if they're in a different map. Right out of the gate, you can see the wild ride we're going to be in for based off of the movement. For the most part, I'm going to be using a command called plus strafe, which essentially allows you to move Gordon with your mouse and lock your camera in place. And we're going to be doing that to hit more consistent accelerated and forward hops. Because back in the day, it used to be done with S-Tap. Here is Roof Launch. There's a fun percent specific strat. Might take me a few tries. There we go. Where we can ramp bug off of that board there and take the road less traveled by on top of the buildings instead of alongside them. And you can see there are no cutscenes. There was no Barney cutscene. There's no Alex cutscene, which because of this, and because we skipped a lot of the apartment complex map, we actually skipped a trigger that gives us the ability to take damage. So we're effectively in God mode still, which will come in handy since we take fall damage quite a lot in this game. And that'll make the trick up ahead called Suitless a little easier. Because it's from a big drop over the train yard that we actually spawn into at the start of the game. It's the same location, at least. This is the part of the run where most runners save delete, as in they essentially run a bunch of commands that deletes a save and you try to load it, and the game says you weren't supposed to do that, and it just restarts the map, essentially, giving you everything that you need. So right here is where I take otherwise fatal fall damage, but because we skipped the Alex cutscene, we don't need to. This might take me a few tries. That should be good. Here we go. On the quote-unquote 0th tick of a save load, there's actually a moment where Gordon can just smash through props or planks, which makes for breaking those planks a lot more consistent. And now that we have save deleted, the game, as the devs have given us all the weapons and the suit that we need, that the player would typically have to continue going forward, which means now that we can sprint, we can go even faster. Utilizing a piece of tech called circle strafes, where we turn while holding a strafe key, and that allows us to gain up to twice as much speed as we normally would from a regular jump. And that was train launch. There's going to be a lot going on in this run, so I'm going to do
I
my
forgot how
best.
fast cutscene list makes this game. It is absurd.
That is the truth. Now, this is a part of the run that differs quite a bit from top runs today and regular 80% no void clip. Oh, I got the chest bump box break. Because normally we would do a trick called ISG. I'm not going to get into what ISG is right now, but just know that it allows you to skip this barrel section. This is like the OG route. Very tough terrain to navigate in this movement type. It's not the most consistent movement. I have never done that trick on purpose in my life. That is a really old trick that I just accidentally did, where you can get stuck in the sludge. And because of that, you can just spam jump inputs, which means you can spam accelerated hops, and you just zoom past the barnacles faster than they can render you touching them. Oh, that's a problem. Here, I'll just load back. I could have done the noob strat. I suppose I could have. Here. Wonder if I can do it. Nice! I didn't have to. I loaded back, but I just wanted to show it off. You can sprint in water by sprinting before entering water, when normally the game won't allow you to. Alright. Here's another cutsceneless map. Normally, we would have a little talk with Manhack Matt right here, except the door's just left wide open for us. Apparently the Manhacks must have busted down ahead of time or something. We get to keep going.
Yeah, they were just efficient.
Oh yeah. Throwing these out of my way. Casually hopping past these guys before they even drop down. This is where that water sprinting comes in handy through this tunnel and other such similar areas. Oh yeah, I guess I should mention, the game might look a little strange to some people with all the mods. In the spirit of a parallel universe and the community content side of things. A lot of these mods are from Game Banana, while the sound effects were added by me, as they're from the game Team Fortress 2. Is my original source game. It's a sort of homage to that.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the people watching the source game episode on Hotfix would enjoy TF2 representation.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of similarities in TF2 mechanics and Half-Life 2 mechanics, especially in rocket jumping as well. So, shoutouts to all the TF2 players out there keeping the game alive.
Yeah, I'm the opposite because I got into playing TF2 because I played Quake and not like Half-Life.
That's understandable. Okay, we are entering canals now. Technically, we've always been in canals, but we're now actually in the canals. Up ahead is going to be a section of the game, quite well known as Boatless. Creatively named because we don't take the boat. The boat's over there, it's slower, so we don't take it. Instead, we're going to use movement tech through the wide open vehicle sections where we can really let our wings spread. First, we gotta open
Is the boat
this.
that's supposed to be used here, like the same one that's used in Portal, like Airboat % or whatever?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
I am gonna be so for real. I haven't played this section with the boat in a long time.
It's a notoriously long chapter, casually. Even the IL is like 4.5 minutes. I actually run Airboat % myself. Oh! Okay, we're fine. This is fine. I recovered it.
I feel like Airboat % is like a fan favorite category extension, just like in all of speedrunning. So I guess what I'm trying to say is get this guy a GDQ run.
I should watch that Sushi Airboat % run. I don't think I ever caught that. Anyway, yes clip. The trick that we are doing right now. We are essentially setting up in a way that we exit the boat we touch a trigger during the boat exit animation, and it deletes the boat, which causes us to fly, as in yes clip, which is like no clip, except it's a method where we don't need to use SV cheats. And then we touch this barnacle, it puts this in what's called quick clip state.
That's so cool. I genuinely didn't even know how to do that before. That's such a cool trick.
Yeah, it skips a lot of the map. Unfortunately, you can't just fly to the end of each map, because in most maps in Half-Life 2, it won't let you change levels in that state. But it's more fun to just hop through the levels anyway, so I'm quite...
Yeah, I was gonna say this is fun %. We are having fun here.
Yeah. We are the Red Spy. That is literally just siren.wav replaced with like the entire first scene of Meet the Spy. So in average video gaming fashion, with video game logic, if you enter the water or if you land on the water from however high up, you take no damage whatsoever, no matter how deep the water is. We're also going to be doing with sharking, which is holding the jump input while we land on the water, and we can keep a lot of our speed. There's very little drag to it, and we just float across.
Lots of folks in the chat loving the Red Spy like soundboard.
It works really perfect because it starts with a bell, so at first you don't process it. It sounds normal, and then you hear the announcer, the administrator, and then you double take. It's perfect. Well, my first few attempts with that mod, I would just giggle. Anyway, use the first utilization of Quick Clip. In Source games, or in Half-Life 2 games at least, there are 2 hitboxes that the player has, and one of them sort of gets deleted. Okay, don't ask me for the technical terms for it, but essentially one of these hitboxes go through walls if you hit a prop first. Trying to explain as I do chili launch. Like I said, there's a lot that goes on.
I was gonna say, explaining that while you're doing this trick is like absurd. You're so good at this game.
Takes a lot of time, as you may imagine. Let's see, what do I even commentate about next? How about we just sit back and enjoy the ride for a moment, because these next 3 maps are pretty wild. They're also really hard because of a funny thing called displacements, which are like little edges of and pieces of geometry in Source that can kill your speed, and they're just unfun to try and memorize and avoid.
I can't believe it. Unfun in my fun percent speedrun.
I
No
know.
way.
And one last map. This is a boss fight map where you go against a helicopter, but you can literally just ramp over the dam. And the game just lets you progress without the boat. Valve really clamps down on like the requirements for changing levels in the episodes, but in regular HL2, not as much. Here is Heavy Beam Quick Clip, found by Overflow, which is a form of quick clip that can be done with props that are too heavy to be picked up by the gravity gun. And because of this, when you pop into the open air, when your hitbox falls, because it still has gravity and physics, when it enters open air, its velocity hits 0, and then you just fall back down, and you don't take any fall damage. So you can just fall through the map, but our camera stays the same. It's kind of whack, but kind of cool. And because no one told us not to go to Ravenholm, of course we go to Ravenholm. That sign can't stop me because I can't read. It's going to be a lot of quick clips, a lot of lineups, a lot of damage boosts. This map in particular is just 2 quick clips. Okay. Top up some health. Double damage boost. Pretty low on health, so I'll pick some up over here. That skips that entire map, as well as an entire other map that we don't even enter. Another lineup, another damage boost. There's like a timing to when to back up and when to jump. Those of you that are familiar with surfing or CS surfing will get to see some surfing right there as I catch myself on the surfable surfaces right there.
I'm like wojacking at my screen out right now. I love surfing.
Yeah, that's kind of like what ramp bugs are like, where you just slide on the geometry, but in a different way. Like right here, I'm not hitting any input, I'm just ducking. I'm just sliding up. A lot of snipers in this map. They have their sightlines. Except in quick clip state. We don't take bullet damage because we retain a lot of the boat properties as if we're still in the boat. And while in the boat, we don't take bullet damage. So for the rest of the run up until Citadel, we won't be taking bullets. Quick stop at Toby's. Load up that plate. Alright, Highway 17. This is a very, very fast map. Or, I mean, chapter. Speedrunners call it Coast. That's what the set of maps are prefixed with. Or, like the main name of it. There's a displacement right there for those who are wondering exactly what they do. They just stop you. Let me see if I can save this. Perfect. And a ramp bug right there. Okay, never mind. Ramp bug right there. They can be used to cancel fall damage as well. A lot of like bay gaps and like bodies of water we just clear over. It's so cool. Here's another map where you're supposed to enter a map that's underneath this bridge, but we don't even enter it. We don't have to because optionally we can just soar over the barrier that's supposed to stop us. With a convenient ramp right there, and we carry on.
Yeah, this is how everyone played through this casually, right? Like,
maybe it's definitely one of the more well-known games in PC gaming history. I definitely recommend it. Can't really go wrong with it, unless you're like not a big fan of FPS, which is understandable. I need to take a backup here. There we go. Another humongous gap. Probably my favorite one. Because you don't even see the end until you're halfway across.
yeah, it just looks like a blind jump, which is like just absurd.
All right. Didn't quite get the optimal line there, but that's okay. This is definitely one of the toughest movement maps in the whole game. Do from what's called Up Dog. What's Up Dog? Up Dog is.
I feel like every speed game has an up dog.
Is that so? I wouldn't.
I know 2 games that have different up dogs. Like I think speedrunning with like a trick called up dog is the same as like rhythm games like having Bad Apple. Like it's not a real speedrun unless you're like there's a trick named like up dog.
That makes total sense.
Wow, we said up dog on stream, now everyone's going wogue in chat. As nature intended.
Yep. Just a bunch of invisible clip brushes set there to prevent the player from escaping the map. They don't stop us.
Enough determination.
Yeah. Final coast map. Boost off this, bump off this. Ah, just short of hole in one.
That was a spiritual hole in one.
In my heart of hearts, it was a hole in one. All right, time to infiltrate another base.
Yeah, in the last run we were talking about vibes-based speedrunning, and how like the last run was really just a world record, like in vibes, but like maybe not in time because there was a soft block or two. Who could really say? I think that was like a spiritual hole in one for sure.
There. So that was a whole arena where you fight a few gunships, or maybe 2 gunships. We don't need to wait for that since there's a wall just thin enough for us to quick clip through if we jump off of another box, which in quick clip state is kind of tricky because you need to duck before jumping in order to even jump off the box. Source is just source. There we go. That's a more advanced quick clip, though. That would explain why it took me a few tries on the spot. And now that we're in Nova Prospect, it's an indoor map, so there's going to be tons of quick clips. Just grabbing stuff, throwing it in front of us. We can either hold it or put it down. So long as the prop is not rotating or moving towards the player, then pretty much set up to be clippable. Otherwise, you get stuck in it. Really easy to get stuck in props in this state. Oh, whoopsie. Fat fingered my save delete line. This is a new keyboard I'm running on. It has red switches. So I blame the keyboard. Yep.
I usually play games with like tactical like key switches. So I'm not used to like playing on reds, and like at GDQ they have like I think the default keyboards they have on like the private practice room PCs are all red switches, so I like can't practice on them. It's so hard.
Yeah, it's been taking me quite a bit of adjusting. All right, here's a strat that very few people do. There's a variant of it that's even harder that's done by Wilbo. But I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna grab this big box. Normally, players would throw the... Oh dear, low mouse battery. Okay, unanticipated, but I think it might hold for the rest of the run. You can just clip like that. It's a lot harder than it looks. I'll just put it that way. And because of the cutsceneless mod, that combine barrier that's usually up is down. Let me try this. Perfect.
I'm seeing a comment in chat saying if you follow Dirt, you also get to see things such as portal airboat percent. One, is this real? And two, where can people follow you?
People can follow me at twitch.tv/foreverdirch. I am currently doing airboat percent runs. I recently got a sub 13 and I'm thinking of pushing it lower, but probably not for much longer. I'm trying to compete against world record holder Knight right now. What used to be Sushi. Yeah, that's something to look forward to. I don't stream super regularly though.
I still think that's worth a follow for sure. Wish I get on that.
Can I quickly boost? I can. If you like hug a table, like in this instance, in quick clip state, and you do some A hops, you can spam hops like that. And get big acceleration. But it's super precise. Gonna pick up some armor and health. Here's a fun percent specific strat where we can just unduck off of that rubble, clear over another clip rush or some such collision, and these doors are left wide open for us. Normally we would quick clip through them, but since they're left wide open, we can simply just hop over or go through the doors, which in turn makes the rest of these City 17 chapters, Anti-Citizen 1 and Fall of Freeman, a lot more lenient on HP and suit and ammo management, because a lot of it is required to chew through in order to escape Nova Prospect normally. I'm gonna focus for a moment. This is a really tough damage boost. And my mouse died. I got batteries. Hit stop.
Oh no.
Hit stop. Apparently that was like 2-minute warning. Okay. Positive. Yep. And we're in it. Okay, try that again. Do I have 2 nades? No. Oh man. I guess I'll just show off a beginner route. We'll go over here. Damage boost up over that clip brush because it extends past that fence. Leaving it take this barrel. And quick clip through here before the... Look at the hopper didn't kill us. Go through here. Excuse me. As you can see from the left, all of the ghosts are ahead of me now. They're all in, like, City 17, City 17 10 or 11 or 12. That's to be expected. A lot of them are PB ghosts. They're all pretty much PB ghosts.
Yeah, but did all of these ghosts have mouse batteries die? That's the real question.
No, none of them do.
Yeah, so this is really just like a dead mouse PB, if you think about it.
Yeah. A run where you're required to run your mouse down below, have it die mid-run, and then do a battery swap. Specifically for like AA battery mice. Eh, what the? I quick clipped a second time on accident. Never done that before.
Wish that clip it. That never happened before. It was sad just now.
Here's a strat that Lyran Meow found. where you simply, well, not simply, but you jump, do a damage boost over, and if you duck before jumping, you actually get a slight bit more height, which is, for me at least, it's required to get just enough height to hop up onto that rooftop. This is the hardest, one of the hardest quick clips in the game. And followed by one of the hardest damage boost lineups in the game. This is where PBs often die. And first try. Ooh.
Yeah, so it really was just that shrimple.
It's as shrimple as that.
Yeah, it's like give and take. We gotta fail the easy stuff sometimes, even if it's like a little hard, to get like the swaggy stuff.
Exactly. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard Einstein failed math. Like basic math. But even the idea of it, inspiring.
I have never heard that, but I am gonna just start saying it like it's fact. And if it's wrong, then that's on you.
We love spreading misinformation.
Misinformation on the internet, my favorite.
Yes. For
Something
legal reasons,
doesn't
that's
have
a joke.
misinformation is going to Twitch, not twitch.tv, gamesrealquick.com/hotfix to check out the schedule for the upcoming week. All
Kind of
that
a
information
shame.
is factual.
Because so much is happening right now. I just passed a map that required like 4 different pieces of movement tech to just fly over. And there's just no time to explain it. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I feel like in a run as fast as this, having like the cutscenes is just like a little bit of breathing room to like explain the stuff coming up.
Yeah, they're always convenient for that. They're convenient for catching your breath and stuff like that. Kind of comparable to Half-Life 1, just the regular scriptless 1 version speedrun. There's like almost no waiting time except for some elevators.
Dr. Freeman, since you shut off the suppressor,
Let's see if I can pull off this damage boost to ramp. This is another quite tricky map. Oh, you can also ramp off of Strider legs. That is a thing. Little man, Valve physics are kind of wacky in that there's a sort of vaulting mechanic. I don't know if specifically that's responsible for allowing us to launch off of a dumpster, but it's neat. And then one last fun percent specific strat here, where we can damage boost over everything, because we not only have the health and the nades, but Dog holds the smart barrier open for us. We'll do one last save delete. Save deleting to gain back all of our weapons cancels quick clip states, so it's important to not do that until the end of Citadel if you want to keep being able to clip through walls. And there's not really any walls to benefit from clipping through in Citadel anyway, so it works out perfectly. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's one of the few RNG factors of Half-Life 2 are those city scanners. There's like a 1 in 3 chance that it's just in a bad spot. It can block you or not be available to grab for other tricks. Anyway, no Citadel O2 pod ride. That also means no Citadel O2 skip, which is kind of sad, because that's a really, really fun looking strat. But it also makes the mod a lot easier and a lot easier to pick up. I definitely recommend this mod for anyone looking to pick up the movement. Or if they want something smaller, they could try Half-Life 2 mods. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. There's a whole category extensions board. Just like pick one and learn it.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
So, this is Dr. Freeman.
Right. Because I didn't pick up the RPG in time during the weapons skip, I can't use it. But that's okay. I can get by. Pull that out. All right, I'll need to save delete here so I can regain SMG nades that I need to carry on with. Here is Orb Launch, one of the coolest runs tricks out of the whole game. Where you line up specifically right on the corner of that monitor, you fire straight down, and the orb ricochets back onto the monitor, launching you perfectly up onto that platform.
It's so cool to like just watch. I learned how to do it, and it's just so satisfying. It's like, you know those like subcutting videos like for like visual ASMR? It feels like that.
I'm not too sure if I'm familiar, but yeah. Oh. Okay. There's a trigger right there that's like right in front of the pod that was added by the modders that will essentially times 10 the game speed. All right, I crashed. That's common with ghosting mods.
I would say but it is a Source Engine game, so.
Yeah. Ghosting mod is not the most stable. Un momento.
Yeah, my Portal 2 install just crashes all the time. And I don't know what it is. And I'm too scared to take out all my mods. So they're all just there.
All right. To be in line with the rules, I gotta launch back into the trigger again. Technically, if you crash after hitting that host time scale trigger and you can't load before it, you gotta sit through the whole cutscene without the sped up, without the fast forward. Or the host time scale, as it's called. Shout out the emote, Breen explaining how. This is Breen explaining how. I'm going to hit a
pretty
bind.
straightforward emote.
Going to SV cheats 0, so reset game speed. And pull off Breen Blast, which is another yes clip. Save loading a few times. Then waiting, then save loading a few more times. Okay, perfect. Okay, seems like we got it. We got it. Because the pod sort of functions as a vehicle, so if we delete it, then we can fly again. Go straight to the top of the quote-unquote boss fight. Tuck 3 orbs in. That's just about it. Just gotta wait for Alex to approach. And I will say time when it's time. And it's really satisfying how the Alex's line leads into it.
Let's go. Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have
Time.
GG's.
Time, Dr. Freeman.
Thank you very much, Limey, for giving me this opportunity. This is definitely a more beginner-friendly version of the game, since the cutsceneless map pack makes Red Letter Day skip and Citadel 2 skip, the two arguably hardest strats in the game, completely unnecessary. So if you just want to learn the game, like the general gist of the route, this is a good start, I would say. Fun category extension, hashtag not biased, as world record holder.
Yeah, that's not biased. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an incredible watch. Absolutely. Thank you for doing that run. I know we said it a little bit earlier, but for everyone just tuning in now, because we did just get a raid, where can everyone find you?
Everyone can find my live streams at twitch.tv/foreverdirch. Pronounced Dirch. I have a YouTube. That's just Dirch. I don't remember the URL, but I post runs there when they're significant enough. I've been meaning to submit an airboat percent run, but I do airboat percent. I'm sort of pushing for world record, but it's really, really hard. So we'll see how close I can get. So if you want to see more airboat percent action, maybe consider a follow. You just might catch it. I also do
Absolutely follow this guy. This is awesome. But yeah, once again, thanks for doing that run. Hello everyone, welcome back to Parallel Universe here on GDQ Hotfix. And before we get started, I want to paint a picture for your mind palace, the palace for your mind. So, Source games come off of the Quake engine, so there's like id 1 and then there's id 2 and then there's gold source and source, and everything we've seen so far has been off of source, right? And this game is close enough. It comes off of id 3, which is like I said, family tumbleweed. But all I'm saying is this game counts. It's very cool. I'm very excited to get started with this because we have Blue Target and Brian Nato here doing the Call of Duty 4 veteran run on the speedrun mod. Please take it away.
Thank you so much for that intro. Super excited to show this run off. It's really, really cool. Very different from the full version of the speedrun for COD 4, which I know my couch member, Brian Otto, is very familiar with. He's going for a world record right now and has a GDQ run scheduled for early January at GDQ. So, Brian, you want to introduce yourself? Although I don't think you really need to. Most people know who you are here.
Please. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm Brian Otto. I run a lot of FPS games. COD 4 has been my latest obsession. And yeah, I'm running it at AGDQ, and Blue Target is going to be flying out to be on the couch for that. So
I'm super excited.
Pretty cool.
Exclamation AGDQ, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, exclamation AGDQ. That run will be on Thursday night in like the middle of prime time. So like no pressure. Anyway, Blue Target, good luck, dude.
Yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, I'm playing on, you'll also notice this is looking a little bit different than the regular game. This mod was created mostly by one person, Survivor. Shouts out to the GOAT who put this mod together. It has speedrun mod, it has a chaos mod, which is all kind of crazy shenanigans in that. And then it also has the full game with a lot of awesome settings that just make it a lot easier to get into playing the game and speedrunning it. So would definitely recommend joining the Discord and checking it out and asking tons of questions if you have any. But yeah, let's jump into it. There's going to be a lot of differences between the regular version of the game and this version. I'll try not to, talk your guys' ear off about all the differences, but I'll call out some of the most important ones. But yeah, we'll jump right into the first level. We're going to be playing on the hardest difficulty, which is veteran. And yeah, here we go. Get ready to start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Would you mind if I gave kind of like my interpretation of how I feel like what I feel speedrun mod is in comparison to COD 4?
Oh, please. I'd love that.
Okay, yeah, I like, so COD 4, generally speaking, as a speedrun, has a lot of like interesting variable elements to it. I think, we'll put it like that way. And I don't think I think it's a really good speedrun. I don't think it's a bad speedrun, but there is like a lot of additional stuff on top of all the movement that you're seeing BT do here. And I feel like the speedrun mod is just condensing all of the fastest parts of Call of Duty 4 into like a non-stop, like point to point, just go speedrun. And I really appreciate that about it. So like even at this point right now, this level is normally like a 2-minute level, and Blue Target is just.
We're still listening to Gaz talk our ear off in the beginning
exactly
part, which is cool. We like well, actually I don't know if we really like Gaz. He's kind of frustrating in the run.
I hate Gaz.
I was gonna say I've been like learning some stuff recently. I hate Gaz.
Yeah, he's incredibly frustrating. Gaz and Price, I go back and forth which one I hate more. I'll just say that. But yeah, FNG's already done. It's really just a training mission. I'm going to be using some of the downtime here in between levels to just explain some stuff or prep for the level that's coming up. This one, it's really just a lot of running, going fast. We don't have to wait for teammates, but there is some areas where we need to take out enemies as quick as we can. And yeah, so you'll notice little differences. Like for this one, normally there's like 30 to 40 seconds of like flying into the level. Instead, for speedrun mod, you're literally just rappelling down right away, which is really nice. As soon as you kill the guy that you need to kill, the door opens, versus like having to wait for your teammates to, open the door. So little differences like that is really nice.
Yeah, every aspect or like every bit of downtime is removed. So it's just this thing moves at a breakneck pace the entire time.
One thing that is also a little bit, I should mention, there's camos that Survivor added in, which is pretty cool. So the AK here in speedrun mod has a camouflage. If you're on the Blue Tiger, because that's the best one. That's what I used to rock for multiplayer back in the day.
It's the best one.
Yeah. But another difference with speedrun mod is you'll notice that most of the time, great movement. Most of the time my teammates are going to be nowhere near me and not being very helpful. There are some points. Okay, this guy's kind of trolling a bit. If he blind fires me, this could be. Oh, cool. All right, he ran away.
I totally expected blind fire and just like getting trolled.
Yeah, I've died to him many times. Here I'm bouncing a flash grenade to take out these guys. It's really just for safety.
They will pre-fire you every time.
Yeah, they will pre-fire you. Okay. That guy might be alive back there. No, we're good. Okay. It's really important that none of those guys go into last stand because last stand enemies still count as alive technically, and all of those enemies need to go down. Here,
Last stand is like a...
Oh, no. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, last stand is like a secondary death state where if you don't like headshot or, you know, hit like center of mass or something, the enemy will be lying on their back with a pistol out. COD 4 is a really cool game because you can like kill people and they don't die. So you have to sometimes kill people twice.
Favorite feature, by the way.
Yeah, and here I actually just did a skip that a runner named Soliki found. And it's interesting. There's some skips that we discovered and some skips that we kind of added into the mod. This one, we found out if you kill 4 enemies before entering that area, it actually opens the crate door early, which allows you to get the manifest right away, and you don't have to kill every enemy in that room. In the regular version, you have to knock out everybody, and then Gaz opens the door. Also, you saw me throw a flash and a few grenades back there. It's because those guys will chase you pretty much all the way to the end of the level. It's very scary trying to navigate through these areas, so gotta try to keep them at bay as best I can.
I just want to mention that we don't get to do the bit where Price is like, "We are leaving."
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We are leaving. No,
that's like an iconic one. Someone also mentioned in chat the like last call, where like at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Sad to see it. I guess sad not to see it.
I didn't even realize that's like a callback to the movie Aliens. There's a couple of callback to the movie Aliens in the run.
Interesting.
Yeah, they say it in the movie. Blackout, very cool level. We're actually going to be doing an elevator, which will be the first one of the run. And elevator, like there's a couple of different types. This one's going to be a crouch sprint elevator, which will basically just be getting our heads stuck in a position that's not supposed to be. Very, very precise position. And then tricking the game into thinking like, oh, we need to get up on top of this. And basically the position that it puts you at is the very top of whatever that texture is that your head's stuck in. It's very funny when you see it happen.
Effectively an upwarp.
Yeah, it's
more or less.
It's basically an upwarp, yeah. Except you get to see every bit of it like it's an elevator. You're just going straight up. The lineup for this is actually pretty precise, but this is one of the easier elevators to perform. I think it was a little bit too far to the side. Yeah, there we go. The trees are, not all of them are elevatorable. It's like a very specific sort of criteria that needs to be hit for it to work. I'm also going to take out these enemies from across the map. Hopefully that backup works. It doesn't. Maybe third time's a charm? Nope. Okay. I'm gonna snipe these guys. They can. Yep.
Oh,
so there's a taste of veteran. There's a tast of veteran right there, which is cool. Now we get to do the elevator.
Oh
again.
my god, sick checkpoint.
I didn't know it was gonna be this far back.
Yeah, it's because we're going out of bounds, so there's no checkpoints out of bounds. The game doesn't expect you to go out there, so
damn.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. It gives us another chance here. But yeah,
also this is a cool strat. I've never seen this strat before, so.
Oh, one of the turret guys is just MIA. That's cool. I'm actually just gonna wait to make sure this hits. Okay, so my lineup's bad.
Oh, I just realized you're tubing those guys. Wow.
Yeah, so
in the full game run, you're not tubing those guys for another like 2 minutes.
Exactly. But they're part of the requirement of the run. A lot of the primary objectives are still in the route. You must complete them. So clearing the MGs, taking out those roof guys, and then of course rescuing Nikolai, who we're working to go save right now. And you can still.
Do you mind if I talk a little bit about the?
Oh no, yeah. I was gonna say you can still die or get shot in the back, which is a little scary, but. Yeah.
Oh. I see.
And it did not kill this guy. Okay, we're good.
That C4 never works for me.
Yeah. Actually. It's cursed. Sorry, you were going to say something?
Yeah, do you mind if I talk a little bit about movement?
Oh, yeah, the strafing. We haven't even covered it. Yeah, there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the core mechanics. Yeah.
So, heavily modified in Tech 3. I usually just say it's a heavily modified Quake engine because it is the Quake 3 engine. And there is no form of, like, there is b-hopping in this game, but it's very contextual and like only under very specific circumstances. So our momentum is resetting every time we hit the ground in most cases. And so what you're going to be seeing is a lot of like circle jumping, and followed by like really small strafes after, where blue target is either holding forward right or forward left. We're basically holding a diagonal the entire time.
I do.
And so strafing is extremely important in this game. Good movement saves like minutes over the course of the run. And this next skip coming up here is going to be a big elevator followed by a bounce, which is an amazing piece of tech that you'll remember if you played like any multiplayer online back in the day.
Oh,
nice
goodness.
first try.
I was like,
not a problem.
I was definitely sweating that trick. I know that
not a problem.
It's very, very fancy, and a lot of times the window will just not let you in there. So I'm very happy to get it. We did not have to do that too many times, but yeah, CDS skip, very, very cool trick.
That was sick.
And in speedrun mod, like even with cutting out all the downtime and waiting and all of that, it still saves like well over a minute, so it's definitely worth going for. And yeah, and in veteran especially, because you don't have to worry about clearing out the broadcast station, which is super painful if you played it on vet casually.
That trick is probably the one trick that every COD 4 runner practices the most.
Yeah,
like it's not close. I think myself, I probably have like 5,000 like just reps on it over and over and over.
Yeah,
they're going to say 5,000 hours, and I was sort of like, do you have 5,000 hours in the game yet?
No, I was trying to quantify how many times I practiced that thing like over the course of playing the game, and it's a lot.
Yeah, it is quite a lot.
Yeah, this level, speaking of challenging and difficult, yeah, even just getting past this first part is miserable. So
this level is, I mean, like veteran is a wild and punishing category, and then this level is like just, I mean, all of the hardest things about this category I feel like are present here.
Yeah. And I'm waiting here for this RPG to go by. Oh god, that's really bad luck. Hopefully, okay, we're chilling.
I was like, are you laying down next to a car that's on fire?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna chill there too long, but it's actually really important because there's a lot of G3 enemies and AK dudes. It is very, very dangerous section. I also waited there for the save because the checkpoints on this level are broken. If you skip that one, you won't get one for the rest of the level. So, and with veteran, we will probably die. So we need to be really careful to get that check.
Also, we always, the AK is a really good weapon, by the way.
Yeah.
It literally one-shots everything. So just having an automatic one-shot gun is pretty valuable. Also, it has a really, really, really early reload cancel, which is really valuable about it. You'll notice that Blue Target is doing an animation cancel. Basically, anytime he reloads one of his guns, you can reload cancel by like sprinting, by double swapping weapons real quick. As soon as the ammo indicator in the bottom right has basically shown that your ammo is refilled, you can animation cancel it. So the AK is really good for that, as well as another weapon you'll see called the G3.
I got the save.
You got a checkpoint. You've got like a god checkpoint.
Yeah,
though.
that one is pretty consistent. I was kind of just waiting here to get it. I was a little bit slow getting out here because the enemies were kind of trolling a bit in the last section. You kind of want to get two specific enemies, and then okay, those guys are pushed up too. I'm like everything, all the timing. This game, especially on veteran, is all about timing and memorization of where enemies are going to be. Thankfully,
dude, yeah.
Thankfully, it's like once you've kind of been through it, you die, you know where that guy is. It's going to be a lot easier the second time around. Surely I won't make the same mistakes, you know? Like I knew that guy was going to be there, so I killed him. This guy's now pushed up, which is a little unfortunate. But basically I need to kill everybody in this area here for my teammates to move up. I'm going to do so by just being really careful. All right, there we go. There is a guy that can be here. I'm going to grab this G3 early, throw a flash so I can hopefully get this safely. Is that a grenade? I heard a grenade and then I saw like a little thing bounce by, so.
Terrifying.
So yeah, still, same main objective as the regular version of the game. I got to kill these, or take these tanks out. I'm going to wait for them to fully blow up. That teammate just fell over. I don't know what happened.
Also, this is like the best gun in the game, the G3.
Yeah.
It is like, in multiplayer, you might remember it being semi-auto. In single player, it's full auto, and every single bullet is effectively a sniper shot. So it's, what are we doing here? This is cool.
Yeah, we're doing it out of bounds. It's very sketchy to go for, but I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to avoid some spawns earlier on. These guys are still here, which is still very scary. I don't have any flashes, so I had to pull out a 2 for an audible. I have to be really careful here. I'm going to wait for a save that I should get one. Hopefully. Yeah, okay. These guys are gone. All right, we should be chilling.
What about the crossfire from the turret? Wow, did that
Yeah,
ever
so
kill you?
the turret accuracy is garbage. I don't know.
I mean, I
why.
literally you were in my chat. I literally
Yes.
just died to those for the first time the other day. So I was
Swag
like,
guns. Yeah, the turret, and you'll see a few different sections of this run where the enemies have stormtrooper aim. I have no idea why. It's just like for some reason they're coded that way. And the MG guys are really just for show. They're just kind of just shooting to shoot or shoot. And yeah, so the reason why I was saying that was risky is because if you get to the end of the level there and your teammates, because I jumped over a trigger that's supposed to get hit, if my teammates hit that trigger, they're going to essentially spawn that guy at the end where I put the C4 down, and the game really hates that and it will crash every time. So you have to get that trick first or second try, or you're just gonna be in for some pain. But it's worth going for because it avoided a lot of enemies. I just forgot I had no flashes, so it's a little risky.
how do you like this level in speedrun mod? Because hunted can
It's
be pretty
interesting.
divisive as far as full game goes.
It's interesting.
What is happening right now?
It's a interesting level.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah.
It certainly is interesting. That was interesting. Yeah.
You know what's funny? You can do that in regular version of the game as well. That window right there. Oh, whoop. Didn't mean to climb back. You can get through that window early and just knife those guys and they won't get detected. So it acts the same way, except there's no door that we have to wait to get breached. So we just go through. Also, I need to despawn that tank by doing that shot because it's going to make the next helicopter, for whatever reason. I love Survivor in this mod. It's awesome. There's so many little things to know and learn that is just like very niche. And they have like butterfly effects for all these different things that make it easier or strats faster. And that is one of the weird ones where if I spawn that helicopter in, it means that the gunner of the helicopter in the next section, the field section, is not going to be in the helicopter. So it makes it so much safer and easier for whatever reason him not being there. This is still really scary though.
Wow.
Also, yeah, you can
Nice grenade.
cheese this spot by just kind of shooting through what they can't shoot me for whatever reason. I need to be careful not to take fall damage. All right, we're good. I'm gonna get some ammo here. They can't shoot me through that for whatever reason, but I can see them. So definitely take advantage of that. There's a few other spots like that in the run that I'll take advantage of too. And sorry, it's really hard to like explain and also do speedrun mod veteran stuff at the same time. So forgive me, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, this is just
I think you're
crazy hard
doing.
mod.
I mean, I think you're doing a great job.
Yeah.
I don't think there's been any issue. You still go for the grenade thing here? Interesting. Oh
Got
my
it.
god.
Okay.
Nice throw. Nice throw.
It's very sketchy. These guys suck, by the way.
I'm glad that strat still exists in speedrun mod because that's one of my favorite strats in full game.
Yeah, it's the Stinger missile strat is still pretty quick in this, obviously, because you don't have to worry about teammates, but it's just nice to dispose of the helicopter early. Is there? Okay, there is. Okay, we should be good. These guys, for whatever reason, we were talking about accuracy earlier. They don't miss, so it's very important to play it very carefully there. This section is a little bit more forgiving, although I did just take some damage. Oh, he lived. Okay, so there's a guy on
It's a
the
little more
right in that
forgiving and then
shed.
immediately dies. Yeah. Story
Yeah,
of
I
Fed.
jinxed myself. So this guy normally dies. There he goes. And then this is really just like knowing where the spawns are going to happen next.
Yeah.
So here,
There's
3, and then there's going to be a couple more here. And then there's going to be like one more dude potentially that's going to walk. Yeah, there we go. So it's really just memorization and, just being aware of what's going to happen. This is a really nice, for whatever reason, this texture here that I'm standing behind, it's like very good at providing cover and I can still see over it. It's pretty rare for them to hit me. And there's a lot of head glitches and stuff like that in the run.
That's such a fun niche piece of information you only need for like that specific scenario.
Exactly.
I love weird stuff like that.
There is a gamer MIA. Oh, okay, there he is.
There's a gamer MIA.
So that guy has a G3. Like Brian was saying, that gun is insane, and in enemy hands that can just two-tap you.
I didn't even
in the
think
head
about
is
enemies using it
over.
against you.
Yeah,
Damn.
it is very challenging. So I played it really scared there, but that's okay. We got through it safe and sound. So yeah, it was pretty decent hunted. all things considered.
I feel like shooter, like hard difficulty runs are totally okay to just like play safe and play baby, because it's just like you will die in like 3 bullets or something.
Yeah. And speaking of baby, I know, Brian, you normally have iPad baby content playing when you play this level, but
yes,
on this,
true.
it is all just...
It's speedrun mod.
There's no waiting around. It's, there's a little bit of waiting here. I have to wait for these guys to come out of this room or this church if I want to get this pretty consistently, which unfortunately... Oh, no, there we go. Okay.
I do miss iPad baby content. Chat, type your favorite 5-letter word. Just like pick one. We'll tell you if it's right or wrong.
For basically, there are actually things you have to do in this level to speedrun it, and a lot of the strats are very specific, at least in the full game run. And so this is just kind of like from what I understand, it's just it's just kind of like a montage of all the important stuff you normally would have to do on this level with all the waiting removed. Would you say that's right, BT?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm sorry, I'm completely puzzled why that didn't work.
No, you're good.
Okay, whatever.
You're good.
It's fine. So basically there's 3 sections here, and we need to take out a certain amount of enemies for each one. I'm blanking on the exact amount off the top of my head. But for comparison's sake, it's
12 or 13 or something.
I think that's right. Yeah, it's each one's I think it's a little bit different, but this one I should get the wildfire dialogue soon. Oh no, I did not get it because teammates are yapping, I think. There we go. I need to kill a few more extra.
And then for context on the iPad baby content thing, normally during this part of the speedrun, we play words on stream during this because it's an 8-minute auto.
It's good fun.
Anyway.
It's good fun for a lot of the downtime.
This level is way different in this run in speedrun mod.
Yeah,
which is pretty, you do a bounce here, right? Or is that recruit only?
I'm gonna try the bounce. Actually,
okay.
I have to go for it now that you said it.
I'm sorry. I started talking before I remembered that this isn't recruit.
It's okay. So I'm very likely not going to survive this, but hey, you know, it's a short life. You know, we gotta try things. If I die here, though, I will not be going for this RPG again. Okay, yeah, unfortunate. There's there's too many enemies near that RPG to really go for it. But
heard that
it is a really sick strat for recruit. It's an extra bounce that we don't normally do in the run because it breaks the level. I'm also getting just trolled here. I'm gonna take a little bit of safer route all the way around this way. Hopefully it will be fine.
I enjoy watching you run vet because you can just do the same. You can like approach the same area or scenario like 5 times, 5 different ways, and you just get screwed over in 5 individual ways.
Exactly.
It's so funny watching, like, I mean this, you know, I say this with love, right? It's so funny watching veteran runs like collapse because they just go wrong in so many different ways.
I literally learn something new every time I tune into your stream, Blue Target. Like,
yeah.
Today I learned there's a pole there. Just so you know, there's don't shoot the pole. Yeah, no, that's very true. And yeah, the variance is cool. It's also very frustrating for sure. Like there's a guy here that will get in my way. I'm gonna wait right here so I can regen a little bit of health. These guys can chase me, so I'm ready to run away if they do. Okay. And here, I just need to make it down this hill with hopefully not getting shot. And without climbing things. Okay, there we go. We're fine. We're chilling. So yeah, normally I would do a bounce to skip this on recruit, but on veteran, it's just safer to do this. I also used to do an elevator and roundabout way to just go out of the bounce to the right of me. What is this guy doing? Okay. But it takes too much time, and I would mainly... Hello? Oh, there he is. Okay, hi.
Oh, see, last sand. That's what we were talking about.
Best feature, by the way.
You gotta kill everybody twice.
Yeah. Did they really have to like put that into like id 3? Like really? Like,
dude, I don't know why they had to put that into the single player. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it's What? Okay, that guy just
what did you die
lasered
to?
me. So there's a guy. I'm actually gonna just save my flash for him instead. So there's a guy that will sometimes be near this tank. A couple of them. I think he's. What?
no way.
Wait a minute.
That's Glorp.
Wait a minute.
That's Glorp.
What's Glorp?
Oh
Hang on. What's the lore on this Glorp that I'm hearing about?
Oh my god. It's just some meme stuff, dude.
Don't worry about it right now.
Lemmy is crazy for saying that.
I think I was legit hitting a kill trigger there. I don't think that was the enemy.
Yeah, it
shooting
looked
me.
like the kill trigger with the
Survivor.
tank.
Me
Like
and
when
you,
walk
we're
in
gonna
front
have
of it.
words after this run. When I have a chance to talk to him, I got to figure out what was going on there. I've never died like that. I don't think I got shot. Anyway, we're done with that level. This is completely different. Shock and awe. We're just jumping in. There's no grenade launcher section. We just go, which is kind of nice. But I know that some people like to just chill on the MG or whatever that thing's called. Oh, that guy's really aggressive. I need to be careful here. Oh, and we didn't get a checkpoint, so that's fine. There's a lot of enemies here with G3s. There's a guy right here around this corner with a G3 who did not die to my tube. Okay, dropping grenades.
Oh my god.
We're fine.
I thought for a second you wouldn't notice, and I got terrified.
Oh, trust me, I have been burned by so many grenades. It is second nature. I actually have a grenade emote, a grenade icon emote, for exactly the same reason. Okay, that's because you're trolling. It's fine.
What was that?
It's like, I don't want the teammates here. I'd prefer if they were not here. Thank you.
I wish that Call of Duty runs were more like Halo runs, in that you could just kill your teammates all the time. Because I hate every single teammate in this game.
Yeah.
They are so bad.
I'm happy I don't actually run the game, because I'd just get upset and then just shoot one, and then the screen would be like, friendly fire will not be
And then
tolerated.
you go, friendly fire's not tolerated.
Yeah. Like, who cares? They're like pixels on a screen.
Well, you guys might like speedrun mod then, because there is no friendly fire in this. So it's pretty nice to not have to worry about it. But yeah, they still will get in your way. I gotta explain this, because this is gonna look like I'm cheating during this section. The way that this works excuse me. Okay, this grenade might kill me. Fine. The way that this works is when you get shot, you have 10 seconds of invincibility. It resets after your health gets back to 100. So you're able to take a lot of bullets there without dying if you know that tech. And it works the same in the regular version of the game too. Grenades and melees will still one-shot you though. So you still have to be really careful of that. And Aftermath is pretty much the same. It's just a little bit faster.
Yeah. This level is just so this is going to be another tech you're going to see in the game kind of after this. Portal 2, there is wall strafing in this game as well. So we're holding a specific look angle and then holding forward and right into the wall, and we're as you can tell, we're actually there. We have a speedometer on the screen, which we haven't really talked about, but it's in the bottom left corner. You can see BT speed at any given time. And basically, when it comes to the strafing, the deeper red the color, the faster BT's going. So you want to see red.
Yeah, the number next to it, I have averages turned on, so you can see that there. It's not like the best representation. Actually, it is. I mean, it's pretty good. But you mostly see like the strafes hitting like 350 or whatever. But the average is gonna be much lower than that. Actually, it looks like it's pretty good. My average is all right. We're moving.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is the most impossible thing ever to move efficiently up this hill. So
yeah, and then I like immediately get stuck in quicksand there. I don't know what's going on.
Was that commentator curse? Does that count as commentator curse?
Maybe
I think
we'll see.
does, just so Twitch Chat can make fun of us.
Okay. Another.
You just got a checkpoint though.
Yeah, I did. The thank goodness, because that revert can be brutal. The nice thing about veteran, other than like the fact that the enemies shoot you like crazy, is there's also a tank just randomly on this level. There's no tank in recruit version, so it does want to make it a little bit harder for you.
Actually, funny story. I was doing my second playthrough of the game because I was like, ooh, this game's fun. I might like want to learn it maybe. And I was like watching your stream a bunch at the time, and I was like, where's like the tank that's supposed to like be here? And I was playing on recruit. And I just didn't understand why it wasn't there.
Yeah, it's really nice to not have to worry about that on recruit.
Also, it's not everybody's stream quality is about to look way worse. This level is like impossible to encode efficiently.
Yeah. And there I took a very specific route to avoid those enemies that come out. And here I'm gonna, oh boy, this is bad if I miss this one more time. Okay, we're good.
Nice.
There I was doing something called the Fred skip. It was randomly found by a COD jumper named Fred, who was like, hey, you guys were doing this like elevator strat that takes forever. You could just climb this thing. He said that and then never said another word in the community again. It was a huge skip or find because you can also do that in remastered version of the game, which does not have elevators. So it saves a bunch of time.
Are you like running on a razor's edge?
Oh yeah.
Right now?
So I was talking about one strat. Now we're doing another. This was found.
I know.
This was found by Griffin or Giant Lion Bird. It is tightrope walking, which is I'm basically going outside the map. I'm avoiding enemies by going this way, and it just makes it a lot safer, a lot easier to just navigate through this level. Shouts out to Griffin. And yeah, this level is just a lot of strafing. You can save a bunch of time from just having good, clean strafes. I feel like I'm
and you don't interact with the Bermuda Triangle like this, right?
Oh yeah, we're avoiding that. Any possible things that could kill me or trap me, I'm trying to avoid. But this is also like not much slower. So, but yeah, Bermuda Triangle. It's a funny meme, really funny. On record pace, I fell into the crates and got stuck. Still got a PB though, so worth it.
That's my goat.
You know. But yeah, here it skipped so many enemies, and we're going to take out this guy. Don't worry, this dog is just going to sleep. It is fine.
Just going to sleep.
It's fine.
Just going to sleep.
I'm going to grab this G3 and hopefully be able to use it next level. We'll see.
As soon as I realized that, like, if you have to second try the shot, you don't get to keep the G3. I was like, I'm not going for this, dude.
Yeah. So something worth mentioning is this game has carryover. So some weapons you're able to carry over to the next. Some you can't. Like there's a really cool silencer P90 with a red dot that you can get from an enemy. You can't even carry it over. It's lame. You get an AK instead. But the G3, it sticks with you, which is cool. I don't know why the P90, maybe because it's multiple attachments. Like, nah, you can't do that. But yeah, here we go. One shot, one kill.
Is the win still RNG?
Oh yeah. I'm actually gonna wait a little bit for him to move up. And okay, that's some really good luck. We're chilling. We're chilling.
Wow.
We're fine.
Okay.
The adapter.
Wow, that is so much faster on speedrun mod.
Yeah.
That sequence takes like a minute regularly.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that fast. I knew it was faster though.
I know. I was about to do the speak about the setup for the trick and like the wind is totally random and blah blah blah, and then you're just, oh okay. He's dead.
No time in speedrun mod. You just gotta go.
Yeah.
Barely any time to breathe. Let alone think. Yeah, so worth mentioning, all those enemies, like I was saying earlier, Stormtrooper aim. And I don't know why, but that route is just really clean and easy on both speedrun mod and the regular version of the game. It's worth looking into doing that for Recruit, not gonna lie. I don't know if Mac will cooperate, but worth checking out, I think. Okay.
Yeah, so for this segment, it says timer remaining 19 minutes. That's gonna take us to like estimate, right? Surely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna take us to estimate.
I think so.
This level
I gave a bit of a
speedrun mod question mark.
Wait, what were you saying?
Like I say, this level didn't get fixed in speedrun mod because it always takes this long. Surely.
Oh, that timer. Okay, so I don't have the stream up. I thought you were saying like, never mind. Anyway, I see what you're saying now. Yeah, it's not gonna take 18 minutes. I don't think. I hope not. That would be really bad. I'm not gonna lie, there's so much like text and stuff on screen. I just see through all of it and just only see the game. It's like kind of the Matrix. A lot of COD runners have garbage all over their screen.
That is true.
It's crazy.
I have seen some heinous stream layouts in the COD speedrun Discord. I have to say.
Okay, if we're admitting that, I also have, and I've not said it anywhere publicly, and I'm just vague posting about it.
I'm not calling out any names, but you know who you are.
No.
You know who you are. No, it's...
Yeah, Brian Otto literally likes looking at Lightsfoot layouts. I don't know, like, this guy's in your community.
Hopefully the dogs are chilling here. Yep, we're
Are the dogs RNG on speedrun mod?
So you saw me turn a little bit to the right there when I was exiting the building, and that kind of helps. But those dogs will sometimes just manage to get out of that building. I don't know why. But thankfully we were able to avoid them. I'm also gonna we're gonna say hi to some friendly dogs here. We don't need to do this. Isn't gonna save any time or do anything, but dogs are cool.
Yeah, and if you on their mini map, they're actually your allies
Yep.
in like this one
So
specific part, which is pretty
Green
cool.
triangles.
Wait, that's pretty hype. I actually didn't know that.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
they're
sick.
awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that till a few days ago either.
So yeah, one major difference that you guys are all probably wondering, like, what? There's no
you
defense
just
section.
walked
We
straight
just
in.
walk to the end.
What?
Yeah.
That's
so
crazy,
the reason for that is
dude.
that section is like really. It's possible it might get changed or updated in a new version of the mod, but it's really hard to code that section to work and still make sense without it just being super, auto scrollery and waiting. I
Right.
talked to Survivor about it. It's
it-
possible we
yeah.
could cook something up, but it's a little bit tricky.
Right.
So we just get to the end. But that defense section is not super difficult actually on veteran with good practice and knowing where the enemies are going to come from, and then you put down some claymores and some C4, and you're actually just kind of big chilling. It's not too bad.
Yeah, just a reminder, Blue Target also plays vanilla veteran. You should follow him on Twitch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yep. No, hanging out in the full game veteran streams are fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to that. I put him on pause for now. I'm coming for you, Who's. I'm gonna take my spot back as the veteran world record holder. Hopefully, unless he decides like, Who's just got an insanely good world record for a recruit. So he's probably listen to this and be like, all right, buddy, I'm gonna show you and shave off another like 5 minutes or something. But no, it's
Shout out to Who's.
yeah, Who's is the goat. I swapped to the G36C here because it's the fastest animation with the detonator. So it's a little bit of a sweaty strat, but it saves a tiny bit of time. And then here we need to take out some tanks with the javelin. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm also going to toss a safety smoke here, which will just make it a little bit easier to take these tanks out.
That is my favorite safety strat.
Oh yeah.
It makes the section like so much better.
Even on recruit, it's like a must. It is very, very good. He's still trying to get me. He's trying. But yeah, one different thing between this and regular version of the game is I don't know who to thank or talk to about this, but the tanks are the only things that can do damage to me. The enemies do not seem to care at all.
That's crazy, dude. What the heck?
So we're able to just save onto this last javelin, get to the end. I'm actually going to throw some safety smokes here because this can still be really difficult. Basically, as soon as this tank goes away, they're all going to just laser me from even across the map. So I have to be pretty careful here. We could get spawners to the right too, so I'm just being aware of that. All right, I think we're good. And also, you run fast with a javelin compared to the AK, faster, which is really funny. I don't understand why the devs did that, but they did. The AK has like a base movement speed of, I think, 170, like walking.
Pretty much any assault rifle.
Yeah, the M4 as well. But if you use the tube, it's still faster. It's weird stuff.
Yep, I didn't know this until just now, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The guns, I didn't either. When I first was running, the speedrunners were roasting me for sprinting with the AK, and I was like, "What are you guys going on about? Like, it's slower." Oh, all right. Oh, good job.
I just thought it was slower in my mind because like it's like this big thing, like you're carrying it, like surely.
Yep.
Price? Okay. Just decides to shoot or
He deserves it.
He does indeed. Okay, they're not killing any of these guys. Normally, they at least take out the guy on the right. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Those guys, again, they're scary. Anyone with an AK can kill you in 2 shots, so I'm just being really careful. We get the G36C here, or the G3 right off the bat with the RPD. We don't need to wait for the tower to come crashing down, or that dog's fine, or anything like that. And the G3, we mentioned it earlier, it is my favorite gun in the game. It is the strongest gun in the game, in my opinion. And it shares the same bullets as a sniper rifle, the R700, which means it's insanely powerful, which we will use to our advantage in this level. Hopefully that guy in Last Stand does not troll me. Okay, we're good. You kind of get
Surely
used
that
to...
guy in Last Stand will just troll you because that guy is in Last Stand.
Yeah, you get used to the
enemies in
animation.
Last Stand have like increased
boy.
accuracy as well. It's like
That dog's also fine. This one, I don't know, honestly. Okay.
That guy, yeah, that dog is just taking a nappy poo. Yeah, like you can't see it because like the texture quality. There's like a little pillow there. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something, but it's kind of this combat's really frustrating. So I'm gonna just focus up here for a second.
Lock in.
Ryan, I have a question for you.
Yo.
Are you familiar with like Star Fox 64 or like speedruns or like challenge runs?
No, I wouldn't say that I am.
Okay, there's this thing that some of them do where like they have an ongoing like bid war and like events where it's like, which of like the other pilots do we hate the most, and like which ones like do we just like want to kill like through the entire run? I think this
Right.
game speedrun mod should have something like that where it's like, do we hate Price or do we hate Gaz more?
Yes. Or I mean, or Griggs.
Oh, Griggs is up there.
Yeah.
I think
there's
they do
just-
really good.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh,
Gaz
you mean
is
it's just like
my least favorite.
they like when they're raising donations, like if you hate this person most, you donate for this or something.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny.
I'm happy you agree with me as like the most based games committee member.
Wow.
Other than PT. Sorry, I forgot about PT.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so there we just did another
Anyway, back to
elevator.
the run.
Yeah, that
That was a cool elevator.
that elevator is so helpful in this because that apartment is filled with many enemies in close proximity that you cannot really dodge or get around. You have to take them all out unless you do that elevator, which saves time as well. And yeah, it took me, I don't even know how many hours trying to find a consistent
I can't believe
setup
you
for
found that setup. Like, I can't imagine the amount of effort you went through to find that because it's so bizarre.
It's very precise. It's like 7 small movements, 0.1 movements forward, and then 0.1 back. And you move slightly slower back, so it's like it's gross. I don't understand how I got there, but we got there, and it saves so much time and makes this run so much easier. It's very worth it. It's actually
Going through the apartments on Vet seems like a nightmare.
It is miserable. That's actually one of the reasons why I spent so much time trying to solve it, because I was learning veteran at the time for the full game, and I was like, this is painful. I don't want to ever do this again. How do I do this elevator that I know exists, but it's like really inconsistent? And then I just put in the hours to figure it out, and we got there.
That's my go.
We got there. These guys can, yeah. See that when they die,
They death shot.
They can
The
still
death shot.
shoot you. So you gotta be really careful. Also, I haven't mentioned this. The other thing with Last Stand, it's not just annoying because like the sections won't clear or they'll get in your way. For whatever reason, they have insane accuracy. I don't know what it is, but they do not miss, and they will shoot you in the head from across the map, even from Last Stand. It is gross. Here I'm going to be doing some more out of bounds and some ways to avoid enemies. Starting.
We have a brand new strat coming up.
Yeah,
too.
this is
like
really
brand
cool.
spanking new.
Shout out to Zeus and to Who's for figuring this out. Not this part. I actually don't know who found the stump jump there. But yeah, you jump up here. You basically walk on these walls. You have to be careful not to crouch or prone there because you will get stuck, which is really frustrating. But you're basically just getting into this spot, jumping up here, and we're out of bounds. And I'm actually going around a trigger that's right there that I shot at, which spawns a bunch of enemies in. So this is a safer, I'm going to hold my words here, a safer strat that will...
Oh my!
Sorry, just wanted to
That
show.
was- that was-
I just wanted to show that.
I hate you.
You could.
I hate
you could
you.
prone underneath the truck there, which is pretty cool.
Oh my
I'm getting
God.
shot. That was almost karma. Yeah. So it's a pretty cool strat, and it's safe, and yeah, it's nice. There's probably an even better line to take from out of bounds, but that's the best way that I found so far. It's still very new. But yeah, shout out to Zeus and Who's for labbing that one out. All right, and now it's all in time, which is a pretty scary level that goes really fast. It has a small elevator in it that's going to help us get over a wall. And we just need to take out 3 tanks. So I'm going to try and do that without dying. Let's see.
This level's really cool.
It's one of my favorites.
I enjoy that. Like, I enjoy that the last 2 levels in the run, at least that are like purely gameplay based, are like the two of the hardest, like scariest levels in the run.
This level is terrifying for sure. The next one is... I have nightmares about the next level. We'll see in a minute why.
Yeah, the enemy spam just gets cranked up to like 1 million in these last couple levels, and especially given I would imagine on speedrun mod that you're not going to have like any teammates helping you whatsoever. You're literally just like fighting the entire Ultranationals army by yourself.
Correct. Yeah, the teammates are going to be basically non-existent, except for like one small portion. But yeah, very happy we made it through that level. I also grabbed a shotgun because it's going to be really helpful with clearing through these tunnels. Yeah, there's no skips on this level. There's no, nice cozy out of bounds to avoid any of the combat. You have to play really cleanly, and you also have to be good at adapting because enemies can sometimes just be in really random spots or act weird. So it's a little scary for sure.
Man, the range on the M101 is wild.
Yeah, and I'm not even... Oh, hi, Price. What the heck are you doing over there?
What is Price doing there? Hello?
This is what I'm talking about. He is just... Teammates are just doing things. They're just running around. Okay, you need to move, buddy.
Oh my god.
Are you... Okay, this might be fine. We're fine, I think. Yeah, we're chilling. Okay. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't keep doing this.
Every time you say you're fine, is like, I just don't know why you...
I don't believe it. Yeah, this is veteran. You're not fine.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just get blind fired, and then it's like, well, checkpoint.
Okay, so excuse me. I'm going to reload the shotgun so I have everything ready to go for this next section. This is the scariest part in the entire level. Hopefully it doesn't take me a whole bunch of time to do. I'm going to replenish some flash grenades, throw a flash here, hopefully get everybody. That guy shouldn't be there.
Oh,
okay,
dude, they just pre-fire you around the corner.
Yeah, you have no time to react. Okay, that guy has a really weird animation. Okay, we're fine. I'm actually baiting this guy.
Oh my god!
All right, damn.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
You have to do that because he's gonna charge you.
He's shooting your body. That's BM.
Yeah, that's toxic.
He's BMing you, dude.
You have to peek like that, or they will keep pushing you. And I was hoping I could like jiggle and not get shot, but it just didn't happen. Yeah, let me just focus up here. Actually, let's give this a shot. Okay. Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine.
Wow. Let's go.
That grenade scared the... I don't even know out of me. That was very scary.
Scared the beep out of you.
Yeah, no, that was... I saw that grenade icon, like, clenched.
That guy make it across? There's so much muzzle flash. Oh, yeah, he did. There he is. This is literally just taking out the enemies as quick as you can. Also, I haven't talked about it. I'm leaning with the key, with Q and E to get around these corners a little bit safer.
You're leaning? What do you mean?
Leaning. So you can lean in this game.
What?
Yeah, so watch.
You didn't know that?
Bro, what?
You don't need like to lean and recruit at all.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that maybe you haven't heard of it. But yeah, and this is incredibly helpful. For shooting around corners.
Dude, I mean, I have like hundreds, if not thousands of hours in the game lifetime. That's unbelievable to me.
It's a PC exclusive thing.
Oh, that would be why. I mean, I was an Xbox 360 kid.
Yep,
Okay, never mind. This makes sense now, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
I was so happy when I found out that leaning was a thing. Yeah, sorry for mentioning it just now. But it... Oh, wow, that was a really good clear. Teammates actually doing work
really good. That was a really good clear.
But yeah, you're still, it's not like your hitbox is still out there, but it's like you have more control and you can easily get back into cover, which is like really helpful. So that's mainly why I'm using it. Okay, good. Hopefully, okay. Sometimes there's a guy that could drop a grenade there. It is really scary. All right, so I want at least 2 or 3 tubes here to hopefully be able to clear this section quickly. Okay. Oh, he's on the left.
This is a super difficult section to do efficiently. Nice, dude.
Right, not bad. So yeah, this is very different compared to the regular.
This last level is usually like a 5.5 minute auto scroller, but you were telling me about how it's changed quite a bit for speedrun.
Yeah, it's basically you just have to kill a certain amount of enemies, and then the level will fade out. So I believe it's 20 enemies, and it's important that I'm the one that actually gets the kills.
Your teammates can grief you?
They can grief me, they can KS, and it is really frustrating if they do. Griggs is just shooting some guy across the map.
I think we kill Griggs.
He's crazy. It's unbelievable. Some of the stuff that he does. Like he'll pull you out of cover in the end sequence here, but thankfully we don't have to see that. I can't see anything actually.
I know.
There's a lot of debris and enemies just shooting shots in front. That guy's just floating in the air. Okay. Just Call of Duty 4 things. So
why can the NPCs cheat in this game?
I don't know. I'm kind of cheating too, though. If you think about it. Like they're shooting at me and they're not hitting me, but it's just one of those.
You're literally
head
playing the
glitches.
cheat run mod, so
Yeah. I feel like
not even beating the game legitly.
okay. There we go.
Shame.
There we go. All right. So
Oh, is that time?
Nope. Time is coming up right now. That's time.
GG's.
GG's. Thank you so much
GG's,
for
dude.
watching, y'all. Had a great time doing this. Veteran is, it's scary at first. I recommend giving it a try. Maybe start with it. But yeah, COD 4 is a very, very fun run. The full game is great. I think Speedrun mod is really fun too if you're just looking for some, fun, easy, quick way to get into the run. And Survivor did a really, really great job putting the Speedrun mod together. So shouts out to him. And shout out to Brian Otto for joining me on the couch today.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm glad I was able to make it. Yeah, this was fun.
Absolutely. And yeah,
I'll watch you play COD 4 Veteran anytime, dude.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I'm excited to catch your run at AGDQ in just a few weeks here. It's crazy.
In literally like it's less than 4 weeks away.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
cool.
if
So-
your run's on the third, yeah, because your run's a little bit after mine. So
yeah,
it starts in 22 days, I think. So it's
yeah, and Blue Target will be there
It'll be fun.
on the couch.
Can't
right
wait.
there.
It'll
It's
be
gonna be
cool.
like this, but the
It's gonna
reverse.
be the best.
Yeah.
Yes. It'll be very hype. I cannot wait. But yeah, thank you so much to everybody. Also, thank you to Amber, my wife, for she's in chat. I see her. She's keeping an eye on the cats.
Oh,
The cats always
that's
troll me.
so-
If you watch my stream,
that's so
the cats are
cute.
jumping on the desk or getting me killed, and it's fine. I love them to death. I wouldn't trade them for the world. I love you, Amber. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that run. Again, you can follow both Blue Target and Brian Otto at twitch.tv/Blue Target and twitch.tv/Brian Otto. Pretty simple display names compared to their tags. But yeah, we're going to be taking a few minute break. We're going to be getting to the last run of the night, Portal 2, again, speedrun mod. And I'm super excited to see this next run. So get up, stretch a little bit, drink some water, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Parallel Universe here on GameStone Quick Hotfix. This is our last run of the night. We're almost done, but we had a absolutely great time just going through a bunch of different Source games with all different types of movement. We saw, Titanfall. We saw Half-Life. We saw COD 4, which technically counts. Don't let me get started about that. But we are finally finishing with Portal 2's speedrun mod with Madden, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey, I'm Madden. I run this game. I'm joined by Shazal, who is also a Portal legend. This is Portal 2 speedrun mod made by Crazy How. It was released around 2019. Ideally, it just removes all the hassles that happen in the normal game that speedrunners deal with. So you'll see that a lot of cutscenes are removed. We don't have to wait for dialogue, things like that. It has a ton of quality of life features. So let's just play. Should be very cool. The timer will start when I gain control of the character, so I'll try my best to count down.
So right off the bat, at the start of the game, normally you start in like a 5-minute cutscene. Yep, time starts now. So normally you start in like a 5-minute cutscene, but because it's speedrun mod, we just jump right into the action. If you've been watching the show like all night, this is probably going to be like a broken record to you, but surprise, surprise, the main form of movement in this game is bunny hopping. It's not completely freeform. Once you go over a certain speed, you will lock in the direction you're hopping. So a big part of the game is actually, if you're turning around corners, ideally you want to stop and redirect yourself so that you don't go flying in the wrong direction.
Good. Because of the technical
difficulties we are the movement in speedrun mod specifically will be the main focus. Typically in full game runs, there's a lot of waiting for dialogue, a lot of waiting for elevators, trying to get dialogue skips. But in the speedrun mod, you can just bunny hop.
Yeah, like especially this map in particular, is a big one for chapter 1 normally in the normal game, because you do like a dialogue skip here that saves like 6 or 7 seconds, but it's trivial in this mod. So like having this mod is kind of like a double-edged sword, because some routes become a lot easier, but some are also quite a bit harder.
Next test is very dangerous.
But in this case, Smooth Jazz, the route is the exact same. He's going to do a pretty cool, like, soft lock prevention abuse here. Well, he's going to clip the cube through the door because props act weird around portals. And it's going to open the ending door, and he will just be able to hop right to the exit without doing the puzzle at all.
Another thing that's pretty important to note is that the tops of these elevators, they don't have collision. This is not what happens in the normal game. It's just another quality of life feature of this game.
Exactly. So with the portal gun, you can do some pretty cool tech. At the start, he did something called a portal stand. Normally when you're inside of a portal and you shoot another one, it'll push you out of the portal, but you can simply prevent that push by just holding the opposite direction key. So he just did it again there to skip this whole flinging section. And now he's going to do a pretty cool trick where he can stick this button down without having anything placed on it, just by walking on it in a precise way. And he skips this puzzle as well and can just hop right to the next map.
That said,
that was so smooth. I got a good plane that just let me straight into the elevators.
Yeah, that's pretty swag. Like another example of the routes being a lot easier sometimes in this mod is this map. In the normal run, you got to do like a very precise shot through that door because it's closed normally. But in this mod, it's just open right away, so you can just shoot right to the end. And you don't even say hello to your friend Wheatley. He's just kind of not here.
Yeah.
He's not important.
We also don't do a trick called no skip, which is essentially a run warp that saves roughly 10 seconds.
Right.
Because all these doors are open, the level's just faster in general.
And in addition, this map is usually defined by one of the most broken glitches in the run, where you literally turn on God mode, basically. You get invincibility for the rest of the run. This mod gives it to you automatically. So there's no need to do like a complex setup and get the trick right. So in later chapters, if you see him like touching lasers and running through turrets and he's not taking damage, that's why.
It's pretty nice.
Okay, so here's chapter 2. This chapter introduces lasers. For the most part, he's not going to be making use of them. Like here, he'll just fling to the end without using them. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this run will move on very quickly. A typical run is about an hour long. This one's just cut in half.
Yeah, world record for the main game is like 55 minutes. Speedrun mod is, yeah, like just about half. It's like 27. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Here he does glitch.
Yep. Yeah, so if you activate a door and you're pressed against it, the game will just keep the door open to let you walk through, which is not actually the case in Portal 1, interestingly enough, but this game is nicer, I guess.
So feel free to slow down and do whatever it is you do when you're
boom, right over the goose. That's
I guess you are listening.
If you're standing inside a portal and you shoot the one you're standing in, the game will sort of push you out. We can abuse this to give ourselves speed. This only works if you reshoot your portal on the wall.
Right, so that's kind of like the contrary of a portal stand. So instead of killing your speed from the boost, you stack the speed. And that's useful in a few spots.
Yep, that was just some nice movement and cube hop. Pretty nice.
This map, honestly, is a bit of a nothing burger. The next one is a lot cooler, but we just brought up reportals, and that'll return very soon in its most flashy and extreme form, called the Super Reportal, which is basically you stack multiple reportals on top of each other, and the way you do that is just by getting stuck in a wall or floor, and before the game can push you out, you just fire off like 4 or 5 portals and shoot out at like 1,000 velocity. So he will skip this entire fling map here by doing that. You'll see him get stuck in a little bit by shooting in a very precise way, fires off 5 portals, and boom, right to the end. Very cool.
The thing about shooting the portal gun is that you can't just spam click it. It does have like its own tempo. So if you mess up the tempo, you could just mess up the super reporting. It could be a bit frustrating at times.
And it's harder than you would think to get the tempo down. It really stinks if you shoot right before the cooldown ends, because then your portal gun kind of just locks up and it ruins everything.
Just eats your input.
Exactly.
Here's another big change in speedrun mod is that this map skips a pretty big cutscene where you have to bounce on this 3 times before progressing.
Right, and it also phases out one of the hardest tricks in the original game called ceiling skip, which is a massive run killer for people. So that's pretty nice.
Probably
links to the exit.
The hardest chambers in the normal run, but
yeah,
got
absolutely.
pretty dumbed down.
Ooh, the blue portal's a bit off.
That's awesome.
Happens to the best of us.
It's okay. We bounce back.
Enjoy this next test. I'm going to go to the
This is a map that is really cool just because it kind of works out. This map actually has an achievement for doing it in under 60 seconds. Madden is going to do it in probably a little bit faster. It might be kind of close, but he'll just fling off this panel that comes up, or he's going to do a backup with the cube. That works too, to bounce to the end. Very nice.
Yeah, there are a few buttons in some of the levels that have a magnet on them. But even if the cube is like generally near the button, it'll just like slowly inch its way into the button.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. It's like a vortex. It just like sucks it in like a vacuum. And that's just one of the other like quality of life changes, like the elevator stuff we mentioned before. So like in the original game, this like cube clip, the glass there is actually like really annoying because it could just miss the button. And you have to go back and place it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. This map also removes a cutscene here where this door is supposed to close. You'd be shut in that room for like 50 seconds roughly.
And you can just do a cool reportal to the end of the map here. It's probably one of my favorite tricks in the run.
This next test involves
Alright, so as I said before, Madden is legitimately invincible, so he can just bypass these turrets. It's not like he really needs it, because the turrets will barely even get the chance to shoot at him. As you can see, he's just completely blazing through this chamber.
What?
Ooh, that's... See, a magnet would be nice on this button, don't you think?
I didn't even think I set the cube down that rough, but I don't know.
Now the buttons are like ice rinks in this game, man.
There it is. Air hockey table.
Yeah, exactly. That's a better way of saying it.
Another switch glitch.
Yep.
The point is, yesterday was your birthday. That
Really
jumpsuit you're
straightforward.
wearing looks stupid.
Here's a pretty funny route where he's gonna make use of this turret here, give him a little bit of help. Just say hello to these turrets here, who can't do a thing, obviously, and just go right to the end.
I'm going through the list of test subjects in cryogenic
I think the pace of this run is so cool with like the speedrun mod, because you just like finish explaining one chamber and then it's like, well, here's the next one. Oh yeah, here's the next actually.
Yeah, it's back to back to back. It's really cool. But also from like a running standpoint, it's a bit overwhelming. Like, you know, you don't really get much of a break, and like you don't get time to think. You just do. Which in the original, like it's nice to have those small breaks, you know?
It's a pretty big endurance test if you want to grind this
next test was designed
for
For sure.
a long time.
prize winners.
Just lock in for half an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I know it wasn't for being immune to neurotoxin.
This was the standard route.
Yep, this is pretty much intended.
Wow, that's
Ooh. Yeah, that can happen.
It's still Friday the
sometimes.
13th for me.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, it is for me,
Unlucky.
so that's like our excuses, Joe.
Yeah. Nothing Matt can do there.
In fact, we're headed to your
Out of my control.
This is a really cool map that we should probably explain. Bet Spreader has some other side effects. Since you can't take damage,
I made it all up.
basically this trick becomes possible. He can just shoot into this observatory room, and he'll get stuck in this wall here, and the game will get really confused. It's like, oh my god, the player's stuck, we gotta push him out somewhere. So it chooses like the closest inbound space, which you would normally die from, but it just clips him right behind the door, and he just skips the whole chamber.
Plus time.
There is like a method of that where if you're insanely lucky, you don't die if you don't have the invincibility, but that's like way too unrealistic to go for.
Yeah.
I thought about
Nice
our
straight
dilemma,
into
and
the
I came up with a
door.
solution that I
That's a lot harder than it looks, by the way. A lot can go wrong.
I can vouch, yeah, that is hard.
require me to warn you that this next
This is a like super switch clip. She does it with 3 laser receptacles here and just gets through.
That's right. The facility
Yeah,
is
normally you'd have to
completely
activate that
operational.
twice. Once to open the door
I've got
and
a
another time to
surprise for
activate
you
the
after
ending
this
dialogue.
next test. Not a
So the game doesn't
fake
assume that it's
surprise
like
last time.
activated
A
until you
real
activate the second time.
surprise with what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
little things like that that add up over speedrun mod. Like, I don't think we explicitly said it yet, but like dialogue alone, like it saves literally minutes over not having to do like proper fades and do certain skips and stuff. So it's like, it saves as much as like a large cutscene would, which is pretty funny. But now we're heading into chapter 5. This is the last map, chapter 4, called Escape, and then we will go into the chapter called The Escape. It's just very, very movement heavy, so you'll really get to see the movement of Portal 2 shine. Jumps around an invisible wall. That's harder than it looks,
Ideally,
by the way.
it is. It's a pretty wide wall.
Yeah.
This is the main difference in speedrun mod. That door at the end is normally not open, but we can just shoot there and use that portal surface to go to the end.
Cuts down on a lot of travel time. This map is usually like super, super dark. But we can use, actually, in speedrun mod, does it automatically light up the map for you, Madden? Do you know?
I don't think so.
Alright, so yeah, he uses
Yeah, there
like...
it is.
Okay, that's normally how it looks.
Yeah.
But there's a allowed console command that the community has decided to like have allowed for this map that basically just makes the map actually visible. The main reason is just basically just for a viewing experience. It's very possible to do it when the map is completely dark, but some people have like darker monitors and stuff.
If you're wondering about the blue fog, this is only in speedrun mod. So if you're confused about where it's coming from,
I actually did not know that.
I don't know, there's some
Pretty
fog
funny.
machine somewhere out there in the mod.
Yeah, it's a bit late for that, like a couple months late for fog machines. But this is
It
a
just
cool
happens
little
naturally.
skip here. He skips like walking on this conveyor, which saves a few seconds. That's a very difficult jump, by the way. But Madden just makes it look easy because he's Madden.
It's... Okay, there's a few things you could do here. You could grab that turret that just flew past me, or you could do a pancake shot, which we talked about it earlier, but earlier in Secret Panel, you could set up to shoot a really precise shot through this door frame. In Speedrun mod, if you want to take that turret, it's pretty fast. Like, I think that pancake shot is just eerily faster if you do it well. So it's like up to you which one you want to do.
Yeah, it's also pretty costly to mess that up because then you have to do the whole setup again, and it's fairly easy to because again that shot is very precise. I'm honestly more surprised that the door isn't just automatically open, considering it's speedrun mod.
Yeah,
That's
I guess.
an interesting choice. Another good perk of speedrun mod is that it phases out probably the worst trick in the game, in my opinion, called Implosion Skip. And the reason it stinks is because props are random in this game. Prop
I'm
physics.
slowly joining that mindset.
It kills a lot of Madden's runs. It's really difficult, but all we have to do here is cut the lasers, and the panels move a lot faster in this section, so we can just like machine gun speed, break them. Yep.
Yeah, we skipped the tube ride split. That's just straight up not a thing in the Speedrun mod, I don't think.
Yeah, true. Unfortunate. It's a nice, like, you know, good scenery in that cutscene. I do like it, but we skip it.
It should make it last like 5 seconds.
And this is like normally, it's like a 3-minute map where a lot of stuff happens, plot related, but it's speedrun mod, so we don't have to deal with that.
Okay, you don't normally drop into this level like this. This is a speedrun mod thing. Normally you wake up at the bottom all like dazed and confused and stuff.
Instead, we get a super sick, like, slope boost falling down, which is neat.
Oh, that second one missed.
he's gonna skip down like on some movement here just by shooting this appropriately named long shot over there. Press these 2 buttons, and then the vault door's gonna open, bringing him to the next map.
Yeah,
that door just doesn't have collision.
Yeah, normally you have to wait for that door to open, and it takes a fair bit of time. It starts going up at light speed.
Okay. Here is another long shot. That one's called clip shot, and it's just gonna allow him to do a portal stand to set up a very useful reportal that takes advantage of something called scripted momentum. Basically, there's like some very cinematic flings in this game, and the only requirement to get them is just by going into a portal at a certain speed, and the game will just award the rest to you.
There you go. Okay.
So he stacks a reportal on top of that to make that jump there. But yeah, that's
going really fast off of pipes is just like so satisfying to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Convenient. I don't know how they. It's almost like it was intentionally put there or something.
There's a lot of stuff like that in this game. And here, you'll see like Madden's mouse is like jittering. You're like, what's that? Basically, he sets his sense very, very high so that his view snaps. And it's appropriately called view snap. And it allows him to very quickly set up a very precise shot called a seam shot, which is basically a hole where 2 walls meet that is very, very tiny. And it just so happens there's a seam shot there that allows him to skip basically half the map.
Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and
standing on that button for, I think, 1 tick, we'll just keep it activated, so we don't have to worry about getting the cube or anything like that.
Yeah, it's very similar to what we saw all the way back in Chapter 1, which really was not that long ago, because this game moves so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, this gel goes rapid fire. It does not go that fast normally.
Yeah, usually it's on like a 3-second cycle, but it allows him to set up a very, very cool super reportal where he not only stacks reportals, but also jumps, because the repulsion gel, it basically, like, the height of your jump reflects how fast you're moving into the gel.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Nice.
Oh, I had so much issue.
Yeah. It's a toughie.
It's a pretty obvious view snap.
Yeah, this is probably the most infamous one.
Pretty blatant.
Just boop. This is the last room.
If you're wondering what that cube is, it's a swap texture. Mario.
Yeah, you're allowed to modify some textures in this game. I think it's pretty strict. It's like the portal gun and some props. Some other things aren't allowed.
Yeah, you have to like submit for approval.
Right. You'll see Madden just like shot through the wall there. You're like, what's that? There's things called portal helpers in this game where I guess like Valve, I don't know the reasoning, but like if you shoot a portal within like a certain space, it'll just like magnetize the portal towards the surface, and the portal helper there is so big that it goes through the wall. So he literally just shoots through the wall, which is pretty funny. That right there was another view snap, but that wasn't a seam shot. That's just a rather precise shot that you could hit to skip to the end.
Yeah, you can actually see that surface from the start if you look really closely.
If you're interested in an additional
Chapter 7. Yeah, Chapter 7 is all about reportals, especially super reportals. So he fires off 8 portals here, builds up like 1600 velocity, and just flings to the end. This next map is probably the most extreme case of super reportaling because it skips probably like 80% of the map. But it's hated by runners because it is like practically RNG, whether it works or not. It's very, very precise.
It can cause a fair bit of issues.
Yeah, but it saves so much time, it's not something you can skip out on. Madden being very good can line up really fast, and he gets it.
Nice.
And he flings all the way up here. It's awesome.
Don't make it. Okay. Shoot all the way up there. And then just portal to the end.
Yep. And the next map is actually the last map of Chapter 7. We're actually getting pretty close to the end of the run here. Only 2 more chapters after this. But the premier trick that we haven't seen yet is something called a stuck launch. So if you remember what I said about the blue gel earlier, if you haven't played the game, your jump kind of reflects your speed. Man's gonna get stuck in this like wedge, build up like 2,000 velocity, land on the blue gel, which gets him like a super jump, and then he could shoot like 80% into the map and just skip basically the whole thing by jumping off these tubes here, because they have blue gel in them, and you can just bounce off them.
This pipe is bouncy.
Yeah.
The blue gel pipe being bouncy is so funny to me.
It's seeping through the cracks.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Again, just really, really convenient that that's a thing.
Also, I've seen countless hours of this game. I still can't believe how fast like speedrun mod is, because we're already back into like Archer with like Wheatley.
Yo,
it's only been like 20 minutes.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah, Wheatley doesn't see this coming.
Walking onto buttons. How can you not do the one warmer? Boiling hot.
Yeah, so this map is like, again, it's just very movement based. Nothing super special happens here. Man can just place the cube on the button. Normally you can't do that. There's like a 1 minute cutscene they gotta sit through there. So we skip it, obviously.
Instead, we just throw the cube onto the button while we're pressing against the door.
Yep.
So that way we don't get blocked out. Because the panel tries to stop you.
This being test, he has to complete it twice. So he gets through. And thankfully, Chapter 8 isn't all like this map. It gets very, very broken very fast. Potentially the most broken in the game, because he's going to do a glitch that was literally found day 1 in the game and never patched, which allows him to literally fly. So check this out. He has the zero gravity effect when he's not in the funnel. And this is, as you can see, I mean, very broken. He's going to use it to skip most chambers entirely in this chapter.
It's very easy to soft lock with on accident if you don't know what you're doing. Because if I jump like right now, I'll just go up forever.
Yeah, the only reliable way for him to get down without entering another funnel is going to just be like bumping off of map geometry like that. He puts the cube on his head and it boosts him down towards the floor. And it's good when you get on the floor because then you could jump, which allows him to do further skips.
It's also really important to manage your speed while having funnel fly, because if you go over 300 velocity, remember how you can airlock? You can airlock in the air, so you can just soft lock going one direction forever until you hit something.
Yeah, you can just fly into space.
Yeah. I did the dialogue thing on. I didn't need to, but.
Yeah, just the full game muscle memory.
Yeah.
I just love that like little like cube throw that you have to do there.
Oh yeah, I mean,
a lot more finicky than people think. It's also like easier than people think. I don't know how to explain, but it's like it's its own little boss.
Yeah, sometimes you'll just mess it up. Like it's easy, but it's not when you're like not thinking about it. It's kind of weird. But for these maps, you saw in the last map that Madden got rid of funnel fly glitch. For these maps, it's actually faster not to use it. So this next one will also be doing. I was about to say normally, but it's anything but normally. We'll grab this cube early and skip the whole puzzle.
Magnet hands.
Yeah, magnet hands. Say the line. Nice.
Are you absolutely sure you're solving these?
This is probably like one of the most normal levels.
Yeah, that's like basically intended as far as the speedrun goes. But yeah, he's going to re-obtain the fly glitch here.
10 at once. Get a more sort of concentrated burst of science.
Like so, and bump off the pipe to get to the end.
10 times as fast. Anyway, just give me a wave, would you, before you solve this one, alright? I don't want to spoil the ending.
There is another route you could do here where you don't get fly, and then you can do the challenge mode route for this level instead. And challenge mode is like the individual level runs.
Yep. Very cool route, actually.
Yeah.
But normally here you would preserve fly. This funnel goes at like 10,000 miles per hour though, in this mod. And he can still actually move while the screen is black here. He's trying to get into the ending room just like that.
This route is really can go bad, basically. So we'll see what happens. Wow,
It did
nice.
not. Very nice.
That's my
Very
go.
good.
That is an awesome route.
It could be a really finicky flank. Like you could just go straight up the wrong direction very easily.
Yeah, normally you're capped on like a timer on that map, and then you gotta do like some weird thing to avoid soft locking. But the speedrun mod just has some cool routes like that, man, that are different than the normal game, and it makes it pretty unique.
There's a key difference. We actually lose fly here. Normally in the full game run, we keep fly because the cutscenes in this map are pretty slow. You'll see what I mean.
Surprise! We're doing it now.
So this part's all normal. This funnel is the reason we keep fly. It just takes a really long time to go through, but Speeder mod is nice. They sped it up.
No. Hello. This is the
There you go.
No, seriously, do come back, please. Come back, please.
So instead, we can just be hop
I'm
through
not
here
gonna kill you. Okay?
and do a cold flank again.
Just thinking back to the old times, the old days when we were friends, good old friends, not enemies. And
Ideal.
I would say something like, come back.
That's a very easy thing to back up, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got an idea.
All right, 3 maps to go. Finale 2 here. Gonna start off normal, but later in the map he's gonna regain fly, and he's going to keep it until the very last map of the game.
Was that your bullet-riddled body flying out the room?
Really happy about that movement. That was, I don't get that often.
Well,
Nice.
because I'm still holding all the
Get
cards.
fly
So here it
here.
is.
Guess what? They're all full houses. Never actually played cards, meaning to learn.
And
Anyway,
we
new turrets,
move our
not
way over
defective.
here.
Ace of fours, the best hand, unbeatable. I would imagine.
Our head, strafe through. Here, normally you could crouch because we preserve fly, but because I just got in this level, if I crouch again, I'll lose it.
Yeah, you can only crouch when you're in the crouch fly state after a map transition.
The store opens very kindly for you.
Okay, I'll take that as a no
Through
then.
here, wall strafe. This wall doesn't actually have collision because it breaks away if you stare at it long enough. We enter this funnel, which is way sped up. Very normal.
Yeah, I love the hyper speed on these things. Very funny. Okay, final map.
Yep.
So, as with everything else in the mod, this fight, I'm pretty sure, is dramatically sped up.
Yeah, I think I can jump here.
That's
If
soft
you
lock?
jump at the wrong time, there you just soft lock. I don't think that's a thing in Speedrun.
You completely screw up the run at the very end by like trying to have fun. Game doesn't like it though. So he speeds up the fight here by preserving some of Wheatley's bombs. The way the fight normally goes is Wheatley will throw bombs in like rounds of 3 or 4. After that, you attach a border end and it'll repeat the process.
Oh, what?
But to avoid having to wait for him to throw the bombs, you just loop them in your portals.
Quick, what's the situation?
The cores are pretty lenient on their grab range. So I shouldn't have to worry too much on them.
Yeah. Normally you have to use... Actually, is orange gel used a single time in the run? I don't think it is.
I don't think so. I don't think it's used in the full game.
That's actually... That's kind of crazy. Yeah, ironically, I mean, the orange gel speeds you up. It's the speed gel. You don't use it in the run.
Press the stalemate resolution button.
Time.
Yep.
GG's. I still can't believe that was that fast.
That's a really good time.
Yeah.
Very
I'll take
nice.
it. That's pretty nice.
I can't believe it's already over.
Yeah, I was just like watching the whole time. Like, I don't know. It felt like I was just watching a Madden stream because I just go in there and I sit my butt down and I listen.
Nice.
Here's the triumphant credits. I don't know if you can hear the music.
Yeah, it's the ending credits theme on a recorder.
Wait, that's awesome, actually. I didn't know that. But yeah, that was a great run. Where can everyone find y'all?
You can find me On Twitch, it's just my username, but there's numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in between each letter. Someone took my username.
Yeah,
My
so
current one is the username I always use. It's like the childhood created username, so it'd be something like M1, A2, so on.
And,
not convenient, but
yeah, like when you try and raid Madden, it's kind of annoying because you have to remember the numbers in between.
Like
yeah, I always type in Madden and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like after.
Yeah, it's like, dang it, dude.
Well, yeah, but you never forget the username once you see it there. So
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, and then what about you, Shazal?
Oh yeah, thanks. Just twitch.tv/Shazal. I stream there. I would say try and be consistent semi-frequently. I do Portal 2, sometimes Geometry Dash. And I'm also on YouTube where I kind of do a bunch of things with that. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, thank you both for being on. This was an absolutely incredible end to a great show and a great day of Hotfix. So again, Twitch chat, follow both of them. This was awesome. And before we head out, I do just want to mention that we do have a Season 4 Hotfix shirt for sale on the Yeti. It looks absolutely adorable. Please pick that up if you are willing and able, because I think it is so worth it. But we're going to be getting into some reruns now for the day. And if you like Hotfix, you want to watch more live content, this weekend we have a show of retro Sega games, and I'm going to be on commentary for Puyo Puyo because I love that game. And on Sunday, there is a Doom show, so absolutely come on down this weekend to watch more GDQ Hotfix. And with that, Parallel Universe is done for the day. I'm sorry, chat.